We are live. Hello. Hola, gringas y gringos. Okay. As I just posted, I think I found the culprit for the robot voice. I uninstalled software that other users said were causing similar issues on various streaming platforms, including Zoom and Microsoft Office, etc. So, do we sound like robots? Please say no. We're waiting. The clock is ticking.
Sounds good in here.
I know. Anyway, we never know. No. Wait. No robots. Is this correct? We sound good? Oh, thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. No more G-Hub. G-Hub is in the garbage. Yay. Tonight.
Now I can talk about
Yeah. Tonight we
it. And
are
drink about it.
we are having special beverages.
Well, I don't know about special, but we're having beverages.
I made my own carajillo. I am using the original Licor 43. That's what we're doing tonight. So hi everybody. Gosh, we're so glad to be online right now to talk with you and answer your questions. And now we have a story to tell.
Yeah.
He can't find the words.
The question becomes, do we want to start with the good or the bad?
I think we should start with the good. Oh, hey, we have I want to say hi to everybody. So I just will. So we got Cindy. Hi, Cindy. And Lisa. And Susan. Hola, Susan. We have our friend Oslayer. And hello, hola, flying GP. SGP.
I know every time I see that.
I know. I want to say GPS. I'm so sorry.
No, I go GSP because I think he's flying out of the Greenville-Spartanburg Airport.
Oh.
That's GSP.
Okay. And Diana, storytelling. Yes, it is coming. Bad first. We send on a good note. Well, we can go bad first. It's going to make me want to drink more.
But I don't know why.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's just say we really wanted to visit Campeche.
Yeah,
right?
but let's do the timeline so everybody sort of understands that way.
All right. We left Progreso and spent the Christmas and New Year's holiday in a resort in Puerto Morelos.
Thumbs up.
We'll come back to that. And hola, Tonya. Thank you for joining us. So after we left the resort, we were booked for 7 weeks in Campeche.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Campeche was on our list as a place to visit, partly because of historical significance and partly because it might be a place we might consider living in eventually. So,
and the beginning of that trip from Puerto Morelos to Campeche, I'd like to hire the guy, the bellman out there, because normally packing the car is such a pain in the butt. And I'm up packing the roof bag, and he just goes zip, 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 slams it down, and it's like, he was done.
That's the good one. We're on the.
Well, I know, but that was the beginning of the trip. So then we had
yes, Hola Blanca,
6
and Dave in Georgia. Hello.
Yeah, 6-hour drive.
So it was about a 6-hour drive. Yeah, we drove across the entire width of the Yucatan Peninsula, but we had to make like a little bit of a detour.
Well, yeah, because there is no straight route.
Yeah,
I mean, it's back up to Merida.
You either go up or you go down, and there was a road closure. We were getting a warning, and oh hey, shoot, I just missed that. Puerto Morelos right now. We should get together.
Okay.
We should get together. Let's talk. Okay. So anyway, so we arrive in Campeche. Now, what you need to understand is we actually book our Airbnbs almost a year out.
Mm-hmm.
Not always. but
we try to.
We try to, especially
9 to 12 months out, because it gives us the best choices, because a lot of the choice properties that are at good prices go quickly.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that some of them were here for anywhere from 1 to 3 months, if somebody takes 1 week out of that, it suddenly just goes boom, not available. So with that being said, we try to get on there early to do that.
We're freezing up a little bit, so I'm going to take it down, guys, to standard definition. I'm taking it down to standard definition and hope that helps prevent the freeze up. It was on high definition, and that might be eating up too much bandwidth, possibly. I don't know. We have really good internet here, so I don't know. Okay, so we try to book out as far in advance as we can, and knowing that this time of the year is snowbird season, we really did try to book out almost a year in advance.
Yeah.
And we found this place. It was in a really good spot. It literally was across the street from the Malecón in Campeche, and reasonable walking distance to Centro.
Yeah.
I mean, 15, 20 minute
walk, and lots of restaurants right there. And we had Noxo right around the corner. I mean,
it's a very good location.
Yeah.
Really good location. It's a pet friendly place. Warning to people who find pet friendly places, there's a possibility that the pet friendly place may have pet friendly damage as well, but it wasn't anything we were not used to ever seeing.
No, because being former pet owners ourselves, especially with geriatric pets, it's one of those you go, okay. And if you continue to have a parade of dogs going in and out, they smell one, and we all know what they want to do. So I mean,
we knew there was a chance that there might be some kind of maybe a little bit of a funk, but there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't.
Nope.
But there was damage. You could see some calcified urine spots.
So we get to the Airbnb, and first problem. There's supposed to be a secure parking off street somewhere, whether it's, just inside a gate, close the gate, whatever, some type of secure parking. No.
They had a driveway. The driveway was long enough to hold maybe 2 cars in tandem. So if one person wanted to leave and there was someone behind them, they would have to move. The gate was not working. It was rusted and broken. It was wide open out on the sidewalk, basically. People had to walk around the gate to get by. And one of the spaces was literally a VW convertible with no roof that was rotting away in the weather. Like it was an abandoned junk car taking up a space in this.
Yeah. I mean,
driveway.
No seats, nothing. I mean, it was like, okay, here you go. Hola, Lambden and Craig. And so we're like,
hold on, we are kind of, give me this. I'm moving things around because my mouse doesn't like the fact that.
Okay. So we're like, you know what? I mean, we got there at 4.
It was later.
5.
It was close to 5. Yeah. So it was starting to get dark, of course.
And so we managed to get to the lockbox, get the keys out.
That was easy.
Open up the door.
Wait, we're not even at the door yet, theoretically.
No, I'm talking about opening up the door.
Bottom door.
The bottom door, the street door to get inside.
We got to get up 2 stories of essentially fire escape stairs. And I'm not kidding when I say fire escape stairs. They were not as wide as normal steps.
Nope.
They had been covered in indoor-outdoor green carpeting. In the photos, it looked new. This was far from new. It was torn up, ratted up, ripped up. The stairs were, of course, mounted into the side of the building in a cement wall. So when you get to the top, there's like a 3-inch gap between the landing on the stairs and then the wall that you
Well,
have
yeah,
to step over.
Then there's about a 9 to 10 inch
Yeah,
lip
the wall.
with the
The
top
wall.
of the roof that you
Yeah.
had to step on and then
Yeah.
step over just to get up to
Okay.
the roof.
So we got these. They're not horribly rickety, but I know at one point I could feel them moving a little.
They got a little bit of movement. They got a little bit.
And we're not light people, and the things we're moving are not light things. I mean, I'm not keeping. So figure this now. We're on street parking at this point, so we have to unload anything of value from the car.
Which means
and
everything,
that means
basically.
Everything.
I mean,
so all my electronics, triple monitor workstation, the computer stuff, just everything. And it's really heavy. And he's like, and we're dripping sweat trying to get all this stuff up.
And
it's now dark.
Yep. And of course, there will be a video coming of all this, but we actually opened the door and it's 3 rooms.
I mean, it's tiny. We knew it was going to
be
tiny.
We knew it was tiny. Yeah. I mean, that part.
But it's not only tiny, it's cluttered. Specifically in the listing, they say this is for 2 people. But yet, for some reason, they feel you need a dining table set for 6 and 2 love seats and a chair with a little coffee table that is so crammed together you can't even get your legs between the table and a place to sit.
I mean, you know, and the problem is to get comfortable, you had to push the 1 love seat back, which if you push the 1 love seat back, you couldn't access the door anymore. I mean, it was that cluttered.
It was really small.
And they really did do a very nice job of decorating. It was still decorated for Christmas and everything else.
They decorated for Christmas, which was like, wow, this is nice that they did this. But
and at this point, we're like, get the shit in, because all we want to do was I mean, we're tired.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, just get everything in the house. Just get it in there and sit down, relax. You know, and
oh no! Look! Tom says he brought a note from his mom.
Yeah, we'll collect that.
Is that Epstein's mother?
Yeah, signed Epstein's mother.
And yes, Tony, you're right. They used old photos, but the question is the photos look like they could have only been maybe 2 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
it was weird.
And some of the
Alfredo.
some of the things that have been
and Wilfredo
that really. In 2 years, this easily could have happened. I mean, like the indoor-outdoor, the AstroTurf that they had glued down. In 2 years of that hot weather and hot sun,
and wind and rain,
you can see how that adhesive would just give up the ghost. And yes, then the wind blows and it just
everything was shredded, torn, and ripped up on the patio,
except for the freshly painted. Patio furniture.
So apparently at one point they had other patio furniture, and in the time that we reserved this and the time we arrived, 2 more people had stayed there and they left fairly similar reviews that the hostess was really, really friendly. They were giving her an extra star for how much she went out of her way to do things for them. But they would say things.
It needs some TLC.
It needs some love. It needs to be taken care of. Some things need to be updated. Yeah. So in the time between those photos, we now had a totally different set of patio furniture. And this patio furniture was also not in great shape. And it was painted. And when you sat on it,
somebody put a black lacquer paint on there and didn't prime it. And so when you touched it, you came off with black
flakes of paint. Hola, Anna.
Now we have to explain this part too.
Okay.
A couple days before we left the resort, Gina starts trying to contact her. She does with all of our
I do
hosts.
A few days.
Hey, we're looking forward to coming. It starts to get the communication going, and everybody says that this host was extremely responsive and very nice and everything else, and we didn't hear a thing.
We didn't hear a thing for 3 days.
No, man,
nothing at all. And I'm a little concerned.
Getting a little nervous here.
There's little things. She didn't give a lot of details. Basically, she told us where the key was, what the lockbox was, what the Wi-Fi password was, and that there was a pill on the hot water heater to turn on the hot water.
Right.
And that's all we knew.
Yeah. So we didn't hear from her. So then we get up there and we get, after about 2 hours of hauling stuff up and down the rickety stairs, we get it all finally in the house.
And what is it now? About 8 o'clock, and we're hungry.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. We're hungry, and we're like, let's just go get something to eat. And so, we walked up to the main drag right there across the Malecon, found a place called Big Charlie's.
Yeah.
And felt like we were walking back into a U.S. sports bar. I mean,
but they had good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the food was good, so, and by now time we get done, it's 9:30. It's really dark. We get, back there.
And we're tired. So we turn on the air conditioner in the bedroom. And we discovered that there's 2 remotes. They're sitting in the bedroom. One works for the bedroom. One works for the living room, except the one in the living room does not turn on. And then I noticed it's not even plugged in. There's like wires hanging out of it.
And it's way up there.
And
it's not like I can just reach up and go,
Or, not even sure. It's like there's like wires hanging out of it that are taped off. And there's like some, I don't know. So the one in the living room doesn't work. It's a small place. We probably don't need both of them working.
No.
Fine.
No.
So we turn on the one in the bedroom, and now it's getting cold.
Well, no.
No?
We're getting ready to go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And we go to pull down the blinds.
The blackout shades.
Which it has one for the door from the bedroom to the living room / dining room. And it has one for the door that goes outside to the little. No, it didn't. That's right. The door was.
That was a corner window that nobody's going to see anything in. Yeah.
So in the main one that looks out onto the Malecon and the main drag, there are no blinds.
There's no blinds. There's no shades. There's no nothing. There's nothing on the windows. They used to have decals.
I mean, you can stand there and wave everybody.
They used to have decals. You could see in the older photographs that the decals apparently have fallen off the window panes. So there's absolutely no privacy at all in this bedroom. And it's getting dark at 6:30. We can see everyone on the Malecon clearly. So if they wanted to, they could clearly see us. So we had no privacy in the bedroom.
Now it's getting cold in the bedroom once we're in bed.
Yeah, now we're in bed. It's getting cold. And I'm like, okay, I initially thought that what was on the bed was a comforter. I was mistaken.
It was a sheet.
That was a top sheet. And I had actually pulled the fitted sheet off the bed without realizing. I thought, I don't know.
Yeah.
So what we have is a top sheet and a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I found a very thin blanket folded up in a cubby hole. And that's what we used that night to stay warm. And we turned the air down or off. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're tired. We're in bed. The bed's hard. It's not the most comfortable bed. We find that
it's not the worst we had.
Not the worst.
Not the worst we had in Mexico.
No,
so I'm not going to say that. I mean,
no, it wasn't the worst. The next morning when it's daylight, of course, because we had no blackout shade on that window, the sun is rising in our face. or it's not rising in our face, but it's really bright.
Uh-huh.
And now in the light of day, we start noticing things.
More things.
A whole lot more things. I was in the bathroom. I'm at the bathroom sink. I go to open the cupboard under the sink because I thought I could put some things under there, and the door just about falls off because the hinge is completely rusted off. So I close it, and there's junk under there. There's I don't mean junk to clean the place or toilet paper or extra stuff. No, there's just some garbage thrown under there. I'm like, okay. Oh, I forgot this. And they have this sanitation. The toilet's been sanitized, this paper banner over the lid of the toilet. And I lift it up and there's no toilet seat. It's like, what the hell did they sanitize? The lid? It's like, I don't know. There's no seat. Okay, fine. So, and that's never happened before either. That happens a lot in Mexico. Okay, these things we overlook. But in the light of day, I'm now at the bathroom sink and I look down and I see little black hairs all over the place. And I said to him, Mark, did you trim your beard this morning? He said, no. I said, well, then we've got little hairs all over that sink that don't belong to us. And then, me, Miss Blacklight Queen, I can't even find my black lights. I start looking at everything. There's hair in the shower. There's hair on the bathroom windowsill. There are dead bugs on the bathroom windowsill. There is hair, all little tiny brown curly hairs all over the bathroom floor. There's long black hairs and curly black hairs all over the kitchen floor. The stove is dirty. It's got dried up old food spills on it. I opened up the oven, functional oven. It has no oven racks in it. What the hell? The washing machine that we were supposed to have, that's supposed to be in the kitchen, is not there. It's outside on the patio, unplugged, disconnected. The drawers in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I go to pull them out. They don't pull out. They fall out.
No, they pull out. They pull all the way out.
And you have to hold them with your knee. And the silverware that's in them is dirty. The cookware is unusable and dirty. The knives are all chewed up and gnarly, unusable. The
kitchen sink.
The utensil drawers have droppings in them. I don't know if it's mouse droppings or lizard droppings, but it's poop. And it's in these drawers. The kitchen sink had little twigs. Like, I don't know if it was from a grapevine, like a grape cluster, or maybe some kind of salad green or something. But little twigs are stuck in the sink, and the sink itself is dirty. The dish rack is dirty. Glasses are dirty. The pitcher above the sink was dirty. I mean, everything
plates were greasy.
It was just really
and oily.
gross.
And
outside, they allow you to smoke here. So outside, whatever the last people were doing, they were smoking Pall Mall, I think, because all their cigarette butts were still there. It was just like the workstation. I'm supposed to have a dedicated workstation that you can sit at. Picture shows a little desk, not a big one, but a small one, and a chair. It's not there. What's there is like shoulder high. Like, what am I going to do? Stand all day? And then the internet, get this, guys. The internet was 5 meg download and 1 meg up.
0.1.
Point or whatever.
0.1.
Couldn't use it. So now I'm trying to hook up our Starlink, and that's a little bit of a cumbersome issue because this house has like a turret. And it's right in the way of most of the satellites. So it was just like, we can't do live streams. We can't upload videos here.
It gave me Tourette's because I was uttering all sorts of 4-letter words. I mean, you know.
I know, guys. I see what you're saying. Yes, it was gross. It was a nightmare. Oh, hola, Lorenzo. Thank you for joining us.
So by the time we get started to make
see, and I know you guys have felt this.
You know, as we started to put all, you know, this all came to the light of day, so to speak. Yeah.
Now she starts communicating.
Well, yeah, Gina goes, hey, we got a situation here. You know, this place has not been cleaned. It's not ready.
We got to leave. Yeah.
And so, you know, it's like, okay, what's plan B?
We don't have one.
Because now we're looking for some place that we can go and stay for 7 weeks.
7 weeks during snowbird season.
During the height of everybody wanting to flee the snow and come down here. And it's like, so we're reaching out to just about anybody that we can. We're reaching out to, you know, facilitators that we've used, friends that were in Merida,
previous hosts,
going, do you have a location that we can rent? And most of the ones and then we're also going through Airbnb, and most of what we're finding that are available for one of two reasons. One, we might as well stay where we're at.
Yeah, they're not in good shape.
Or two, it was going to leave the bank account in not a good shape. Because I mean, we're talking some of them were $6, $7, $8 a month.
Yeah, they were either really overpriced or just not in very good shape. In fact, unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe I'm more neutral about it more than it's not really. Unfortunately, I'm just neutral about it. Now we're in Playa. So guess what? We packed up our crap one more time.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Okay.
So we go to lunch.
Yeah, we go to lunch.
We go to lunch because we're just sort of our minds are just
Like, what are we gonna do?
spinning, and we're like, okay, we got to go. We haven't had breakfast. We're like, you know what? Let's go.
And we're not cooking.
And we're not cooking. and so we're like, let's just go get something to eat and sit down and start, put the brain to it and start going, okay, let's find a logical explanation and a logical solution to this. And then let's go forward. And so, and by this time, these people are reaching back to us. One's going, yeah, I've got a great place for this, but this is what he's going to ask a month. And we're like,
oh, that's way too high for us.
And even he was like, yeah. I tried to bring him down and because we countered with another price, and he went, nope, this is the price he wants. And he was like,
okay.
I'm like, okay, let's sit for 7 weeks. You could have had some money, but no. And so then Gina happened to find this place here.
Yeah.
And this has occurred after we got back from lunch.
Well,
and
let's talk about what happened though with the hostess. So she acknowledges.
Yeah, when we got back from lunch, we started
getting messages from her. So here's the scenario. Not a single person who was rented that place ever had anything negative to say about the hostess. In fact, they raved about her. She would go out of her way to pick them up at bus stations or the airport or whatever, and really made things easy for them. But she was present. See, while we were trying to move in, she was out of the country.
Yes.
And she entrusted the preparation of this place in someone else's hands.
Oops.
And that didn't work out so well.
No.
And she was practically begging us to stay for free for 2 weeks while she rectified the situation. She explained we were supposed to have a parasol that was over these lounge chairs. Let me just say the lounge chairs were just barely limping along at this point.
They had sun rot.
But but the parasol has been broken for 9 or 10 months and it's never been replaced. Now she says, well, somebody had left it open and the wind damaged it. Okay, I get that. You're still advertising that it's there. If it's still in your photos and it's still there, you should replace it or take that photo down.
Right.
Or something, right? And then the washing machine, they were replacing it. The new one had not yet arrived because of the holiday.
And in her defense, she was doing everything she possibly could do to try and make it right.
She was, but here's the final straw, guys. All the stuff I just told you. Here's the thing that made me know I'm not spending a second night here. I don't care what we have to do. I was sitting in the bed trying to look up places to go. And there was a bug crawling across my right hand, a really tiny one, not a flea.
Not a bed bug.
And not a bed bug. I don't know what it was, but it's crawling across my hand. And not even 10 minutes later, there's another one crawling across my other hand. And we started packing things up. I set boxes on that bed. I go in to pick up boxes. There's bugs crawling on the boxes. I'm like worried about an infestation and carrying it around with us. I don't know what these bugs are. Maybe they're nothing. But I don't really relish the thought of laying in somebody's bed having bugs crawl over me. So I said to him, we can't stay. We weren't even at this point yet. It was starting to get dark. And I said to him, let's go to an auto motel. I don't care. We can't stay another night. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We weren't going for that reason.
I know.
Yeah. Damn.
But we found auto motels. He found some.
Yeah. And so then the real issue was it was 7:30, I think, 7:30, 7:45 when we made the decision
that we're not staying the night.
We're not staying the night. We're going to pack the car. Yeah. We got confirmation that this place that we're in right now here in Playa was available and it was ours. And so it's like, okay, let's just load it up, and we're doing it in the dark. It's on the street. Every time we're working on one side of the car, you have to be cognizant of cars that were coming down the road, and so, we managed to get everything in the car by about 10:30. And then took a lovely drive through a part of Campeche.
In the dark.
And I'm not saying it was a bad part of town.
It was desolate.
It was desolate. it was dark and it was going up a hill and
I don't think we realized how steep some of the hills are around Campeche. We just never thought of that. I mean, we were climbing hills in the dark on a desolate road.
Yeah.
With a car following us.
Bike, motorcycle.
Well, we thought it was a car.
Yeah,
but,
I knew it was a motorcycle.
Anyway.
And even he wasn't and normally here in Mexico, they're on a bike, they just gonna zip right by you, especially when we're doing 40 kilometers. I mean, we're barely traveling because I didn't know where we were turning and everything else. And no, he's hanging back there too.
Hold on, Juanjo. That's my friend. That's my Genesis friend.
They're all friends.
No, I know, but that's my Genesis friend. He gets special.
So finally we get to the Auto Motelis and the gentleman there at the gates holding up one finger going,
one.
Out like, is he telling me to wait for a second? And so I get out of the car. Yeah. And I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I need a shower.
We need a shower so bad.
And I walk up to him and he goes, Habitación número uno. Oh, that was what the one. That's what the one was for.
Yeah.
And
we're the only ones there.
And so, well, while I'm here, why don't I just go ahead and pay, Yeah. And so, 750 pesos for the whole night. We got a shower.
12 hours.
And we got a good night's sleep. Got up in the morning and drove back exactly the way we came 2 days previously.
So the moral of this story, well, it's not really
moral.
The summarization is we moved twice.
Yes, but
in 36 hours.
But she lodged the complaint with Airbnb.
I sent them over 100 photographs.
And we've heard horror stories of people who have had to have battles with Airbnb because Airbnb is basically the referee in the middle, going, who do we believe? Do we believe the host or do we believe the tenant? And with the 100 pictures that she sent them and everything else, they went, we gave the host 1 hour to respond. And if she doesn't, we're going to find in your favor.
Yeah.
And I think that the host went, because she didn't get back until the day we were driving out of Campeche, and so she arrived, and I think she probably walked in there and went, "Oh my God, I'm not going to dispute what they're saying because first of all, we had photographic proof of it, but it was just like, and so she didn't respond, and we got refunded everything but 2 days, and that was fair because we spent one night there and we caused it to be occupied for the other one.
And I told her from the very first message that I sent her regarding this that we were willing to pay for the 2 days we were there, but we were not going to continue to stay, and we were leaving. So I don't mind spending the money for the 2 days, but we got refunded. So I'm happy that we got refunded. And yes, I did go back and I did leave an honest review.
Yeah, I
wasn't brutal, but I was clear that it had not been cleaned from the previous guest.
And that she was out of the country with a skirt.
And whoever was in charge of doing this did not
do it. The ball. Yep.
And that we got refunded.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there you go.
And so that got processed bing, bang, boom, really quick. So
pretty quickly. But we knew this was going to happen eventually.
It was odds. I mean, the odds are eventually you're going to walk into some place and it's just going to happen. And so this happened to be the one time. And, fortunately we were able to get here. And when we pulled up here, we knew it was clean because the two young ladies were still in here cleaning.
Yeah.
Because they were like, don't get here before 4, because we're going to need all the time we can to get this place ready for you. And they used it all, and it was spotless.
It was spotless.
And it was like, okay,
I mean, it cost more than I wanted to spend. It's in a place that I didn't want to be.
No, we ruled out Riviera Maya. I mean, when the original concept was we're moving to Mexico, the first thing both of us said was, we don't want to live in Riviera Maya.
No.
You're right, Paul. There's worse places to be than Playa Car until your ass is trying to drive back in from getting a pizza.
Oh my God. All right. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Let me catch up with some comments here. So,
okay.
All right. So raw sewage flood in a mobile home. Oh my goodness. Oh, man, that's
bad.
I've lived in mobile homes, and you know what they're made out of, and they soak up and absorb everything, and it's really hard to. I mean, I lived in a mobile home that had water damage from a near tornado miss, and yeah, it just never was quite the same again. Sewage is something. I used to live in a bottom apartment. I think it was 4 floors, at least 3. I think it was 4. 3. And I was in the bottom apartment, and I used to have sewage back up into my kitchen sink, into my bathtub, and they finally had to go and put new drainage in to alleviate the issue. So yeah, it's
no,
gross.
that wasn't in Mexico.
No. That was in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. I'm so glad. Juanjo, I'm looking at the hotel and the airline right now. Just letting you know. For Steve Hackett, man. I'm going to Mexico City to see Steve Hackett. All right. A lean-to on the beach made from palm trees. Sounds like a palace. You know.
In a windstorm. I mean, that would have been better.
Part of the problem, Tom, with this place is that there was no maintenance. There was never any maintenance.
None.
Somebody had broken. It had those bar swinging doors that led to the kitchen, and somebody had broken panes of glass out and they had them held together with medical tape, and and of course, like I said,
and okay, this is one thing that sort of also freaked us out that we had somehow omitted when we went to go eat lunch.
Oh Lord,
we're coming back from lunch.
I need another Carajillo.
And so, we unlock the door, we climb the stairs, we get up there, and the side door to the kitchen is wide open. And we're like, what, who, how, and, I stepped in envisioning, and I'm going, nah, nobody's running off with the shit because they got to go down the stairs to take it out. So, stepped in and everything was there. And I think what happened was it had one of those old slide bolt, the little small ones that used to be when I was a kid. I used to go to my grandparents' house, and they have one of those that would, keep us from going down in the basement and things like that. And it wasn't lined up correctly, which shock there. And so put it in, I think we tried to put it in. It didn't seat all the way. And I think because the wind was blowing pretty hard that day, and just got a good gust and blew it open. So, but it was giving us a little heart palpitations going.
Well, yeah, because all our stuff is now in this place that supposedly nobody can get into, but yet this door is wide open.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
Because the washing machine used to keep it closed.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Anna, but where you were in Playa, but I can tell you this, it rocks here, the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, let me get, so back to here. Let's go here. Airbnb in California had bed bugs. Hotel had worms in the bed. What? What kind of worms?
I don't want to know.
Worms in the bed?
I don't want to know.
You know what, though? Our youngest daughter did her internship in California. She was in LA and staying at an apartment complex that is frequently used by a lot of parents, stage parents, and their child hopefuls. Whenever they have casting calls, they just fill up this place. She had bed bugs in her bed, and they had to come in and take care of it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Sadly common. Where we at? Right, Papa. Where we at? Yeah, Steve Hackett. Woo! Okay. So Playa car. Okay. So I wish I could tell you what internet they have here, but Anna, we're getting like 250 megs down and like 220 megs up, which like the up speed is almost unheard of. So we're really impressed with that. And so much, in fact, I put my Starlink on hold for a month.
Yeah.
We're not going to need it.
And we're going to Tulum after this. And from what the description is, of course, now we're very leery of what the description says. It's another one that's going to have comparable speeds to this. So if we can get away without having to pay for 3 months worth of, Starlink.
Yeah.
Which speaking
of
Starlink, just so everybody knows about
this isn't Starlink's fault, though.
This is not Starlink's fault. Our January payment,
December
payment, excuse me. Our December payment to Starlink got declined. And Starlink's sending us these messages going, you need to pay your bill. You need to pay your bill. And we're like, hold on. We have it, on auto pay with Capital One, so Gina's arguing with Starlink going, there's never been a problem. You guys bill it, they pay it. We pay Capital
over
One.
A year. Yeah.
Boom, bing, bang, boom. No problem. And, nope. You need to contact your bank. You need to contact your card holder. You need to contact your card lender. Boom, boom, boom. So I get on the phone with Capital One. I'm going, why? We've had this. You guys been paying it for a year. And Starlink is telling us that, you guys are declining to pay it. And the first person I called actually went, well, next time you're on the phone with customer service, and I started laughing. I said, you've obviously never called Starlink. There is nobody to get on the phone. That's just the way it goes. And then she hung up. And so I ended up having to call back, which never makes me in a happy mood. So I called back, and the young lady gets on there, and she's, oh, well, Starlink uses this platform, and this platform is one of the platforms that gets used for buy now, pay later. I'm like, so what's that got to do with us and Starlink? Well, we do not, Capital One does not support any platform that does the buy now, pay later. Okay. So what you're telling me is you are not going to pay the bill. Well, we can't pay the bill. I said, no. You paid it for a year. You are choosing not to pay the bill, is what you're telling me. And she got quiet because she didn't quite know how to answer that one, because the script says, we're not allowed to. I'm like, bullshit. You're not allowed to. You choose not to.
You paid it for a year.
You paid it for a year. Now you've installed this new, and you don't bother to tell anybody. So anybody who has Starlink and is using Capital One, don't try and pay your bill with it, because it ain't going to happen. So that, speaking of internet, that just happened today. So I thought,
I know. If we're still looking a little unstable, I'm not really sure why. Like I said, our internet's really, really good. But I'm noticing that it says our connection is unstable. Try moving closer to the router. Guys, we're in the same room with the router, and it looks fine. So
yeah, 6 feet away.
I don't know.
And yes, Wilfredo, my dad, rest his soul, would be so happy after that game, Monday night. So had to break out one of his shirts. I kept a few of his shirts, and this is one of his, because he's a diehard Michigan fan. So had to put on there, go, hail to the victors. So boom, it was a great game to watch. But
for a second or so. Okay, thank you, Cindy. I'm not really sure what to say about that. I don't know if I'm just in a weird position here. It's kind of weird. I don't get it, because the modem's right there. I just moved it.
I don't know. That we can't do a live without having something just every once in a while, gremlin wise, creep up and go, boom, I'm going to bite you in the butt. Even if we go to Toast and Coast and got all that good stuff, they got to deal with the EDM music, which to some people they were going, oh, this is good.
See, like how up here we have a little thing. Right now it says we're at 1 out of 3. And then every now and then it boosts up to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Huddle near the router. Frederick, you are so right. Honestly, I wonder if there's an Ethernet. Keep talking. I'm going to look. If there's an Ethernet, I'll plug into it.
Okay. So enough of the nightmare that was Campeche. That's the hell. Let's talk about the heaven, the 10 days that we got to spend at Excellence Resort there in Puerto Morelos. That was something. I got to say that we have been at probably, a half a dozen different brands of resorts, and hands down, excellence blew everybody else away. The staff was phenomenal as far as making you feel special, and they were constantly checking on, seeing how you were doing. The food was extremely good. The only downside was, and this is nothing against the resort, was the Christmas Eve. They know how many guests they've got. They did a buffet, did a very nice buffet. And they set the tables up outside, and they know how many seats they're going to be able to handle. And they've got a long queue that's going on as everybody's waiting to go up and get their seat. And so we pull up there, and we're in the line, and they're bringing us drinks in the line, so everything was good. And it was like, okay, here we go. We're gonna sit there, have a few cocktails, waiting on them to get up there. And we get close, and they got a couple of vendors up there. One's on one side, they're selling tequilas, and on the other, they're selling cigars. I'm like, damn, it is Christmas. Until I looked over and went, they're selling cohibas for $82 a stick. And I'm like, Gina was like, get yourself a Christmas cigar. Not at $82 a stick. No, that ain't happening. So, and we get finally up to the front desk. Stop. We are the ones that are now on the waiting list. And it's like, okay, no big deal. And they go have a seat. It'll be about 25, 30 minutes, and we'll have a seat for you. We go to the bar. We're sitting over there waiting. 20 minutes later, I decide to walk back up there and go, because I've noticed several couples have left and given a little bit of time to get everything all cleared out. And walk up to the young lady. I said, Mr. and Ms. Anderson, we're in room 7259. Where are we at on the list? Which I already know where we're at on the list. We're supposed to be at the top of the list, but and she's going through it, and this gentleman decides to come up, and he goes, points to the young lady, goes, I need to talk to you.
Oh.
And I was like, excuse me, we're having a conversation. And he points at her again, says, I need to talk to you. And I'm not going to use the exact language that I used, but I told him that he needed to get the F out of my face and go, that we were having a conversation. So, that was the only bad thing that really occurred there. So, but the food was phenomenal. We had a great room. What else? Entertainment wise, Claudia Trevino, that woman can flat out sing. That is one woman that gets up there and she takes it on the fly. She basically is up there going,
she's calling out.
She's calling, she's going, any requests, and people are just shouting it out. And then she goes, oh, well, on that particular artist, I have song A, B, or C. Which one would y'all want to hear? Oh, okay. Boom. And then she puts that in the queue. And, and she's got a drummer and a guitar player. And the three of them just, absolutely put on one fantastic show. And trying to remember what else did we see there?
Let's just say that
every night
they have entertainment every night, cruise ship quality entertainment or better, frankly. And the staff is really, really good, very memorable people.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of the staff for the club side is so famous. I knew what he looked like and knew his name before we ever even got there, and recognized him the minute I saw him, and I'd never met him before. So I don't know. It was really, I think what I was most impressed with was the food. Often you will go to all-inclusive resorts and the food is mediocre at best.
Not here.
Not here.
No.
It was all good.
We went to 3 different restaurants. We kept rotating for breakfast. It was like we could go here, And one of them, Gino, really, really liked the coffee because it was coming from Chiapas. And
Yeah, oh God, that coffee.
And she was like, "Can we go there? I really like the coffee." And so, you know, I was like, "Hey, I got no problem." We had good food for breakfast. Any one of the three we went to. We didn't even get a chance to make it to all of the different restaurants on there because New Year's Eve they had a special celebration. Christmas Eve they had a special celebration, and there was one other night, didn't they?
Yes, there was, but I can't remember.
I can't remember what it was, but you know, so we really only had out of 10 nights, 7 nights. And the first day we got there, we just sort of went, you know, oh, this place, Las Olas, was open, and they had a good buffet line going. Got a cocktail, got something to eat, went up to the room, and again, after packing and traveling, it was boom, you know.
We had a jacuzzi in our room and on our balcony, and never even used it.
Nope.
We were always out of the room. This really, quite literally, was one of those resorts where your room is nice, but you will not spend any time in your room.
But the best part is, if you are in your room, all of the nighttime entertainment, you don't hear.
No.
You don't hear a thing.
One of the things I don't like, okay, and call me fuddy-duddy if you want to, but you know, when we're looking for an adults-only resort, we kind of want it to be people who are a little bit older like we are, and they aren't bringing their Bluetooth speakers and forcing everyone to listen to their music and just being pains in the asses, for lack of a better term. And this really was not one of those places. This place really did cater to all adult age groups. So there was one day at the swim up bar where I had enough, and we had a bunch of just college, post-college age kids that took over the pool. And they
took over. Well, yeah,
they took over the pool.
Yeah.
Okay. They took over the pool. They were throwing a football around.
That's right. I forgot about that part.
Crowding the bar. I mean, I had somebody's butt in my face for 30 minutes, and I had to keep reaching around them to get my glass. It's the only day this happened. But you know what? That's okay, because this place has a bunch of other pools you can go to, right? And I mean, there is a lazy river that has spa music playing. And then there's, I don't know, other pools I never even tried. And then we paid for club level. We had the only heated pool in the entire resort. And it was also very nice. And there's bar service.
Still wasn't warm, but it was warmer.
It was warmer.
Yeah.
See, but he likes swim up bar, so he wanted to be at the swim up.
Well, hey, I won the election.
He was the mayor of the swim up bar. This is how it is. When you go on vacation with Mark, it's like he holds court. It is Mark's bar. It doesn't matter where we go. It becomes his bar. But yeah, I mean, it didn't matter if that one day we had a bunch of rowdiness going on that I just really didn't want to deal with, because this place caters to all age groups. Every night there is a set of activities. There's an early set, a middle set, and a late set. And one of the things they will finish up with is either the silent disco, where you have headphones and you can switch on to 3 different channels and everybody's just dancing and singing. It's so funny if you're not listening to the music to watch people just bouncing around or singing. And
or both.
Or they might have a DJ set, which is full of a lot of EDM music. Those are always late. So they have entertainment, and then they have another form of entertainment, and then they have that third form of entertainment. And if you don't like one of the 3, you can skip it.
Mm-hmm. And the most of the live music, to be fair, is going to be doing 70s and 80s rock hits. I mean, you're going to hear Brick House.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I don't care what band is playing. You are going to hear Wild Cherries play that funky music.
Oh my God.
Every band,
live band they had.
male singer, female singer, good version, bad version. They all did it. It
They
was like,
all did play that funky
it was like,
music.
okay.
Funny.
But yeah, so I mean, if you want to hear the old classics, they got the bands out there playing. New Year's Eve, they brought in the violinist, and this kid was, I mean, he was working his butt off. I mean,
and then they also, for Christmas, they did one night we had Mexican night. Remember that?
That's right.
We had Mexican night. And so
we were in Mexico. Why wouldn't we?
And so for Mexican night, we had all different types of dances, all different regions of dances. We had a roper, a guy who does the roping, and he did tricks. And I think one guy stood on a horse or a donkey and did the roping. I can't remember, in the patio. I don't know. And of course there was mariachi, and then there was banda, and of course a really good amount of variety in the regional dishes were available, all different types of moles, and oh my gosh, it was just really good. It was really good food. And
and they even brought us good service in the Butt Hut. So I mean,
oh yeah, the Butt Hut.
I mean, because this place, unlike some resorts that, and this is common there's like 2 different types of resorts that do this. Some have multiple places that you can sit and have a cigar or a cigarette.
Yeah.
And there's some that have one place.
Yeah.
And this place is one place. You are at the Butt Hut.
They used to have a cigar lounge. And when the non-smoking thing went into effect, they got rid of the cigar lounge, and they created quite literally this little ghetto corner. I don't know what else to call it.
Well,
it was a table and some chairs and an umbrella
that leaked.
And an umbrella that leaked. And this is where they made the smokers sit. And
it was right next door to a chessboard that was underneath a palapa. I mean, this huge, big, I mean, we're talking chess pieces that were, 1.5 feet high. So one night it was raining and the Butt Hut was soaked. And so I'm over there having a cigar underneath the palapa on the chessboard. And they were like, "You can't smoke here." I said, "I can't smoke over there." I said, "Cigar, fire, water. Do you see a problem here?"
Yeah.
Well, when it stops, I said, when it stops raining, sure. But I'm not going to sit over there and get smoked, soaked just so I can have a smoke. No. But
oh well.
But they did replace the cigar bar with the new Magna restaurant and the new Magna lounge. And folks, let me tell you something. They spared no expense at the Magna lounge. Yeah. Because walked in there, I mean, it's been all week long. It was okay. What vodka you got? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Give me my give me the absolute Mandarin con pepino, con limon, and I was good. Go to the Excellence Lounge and walk in there. It's just running out of battery. Okay. And walk into the Excellence Lounge and look up there at the vodka selection. I'm going,
Beefeater. That's gin. God, I don't know anything about top shelf.
Then why you interject?
I don't know. I mean, I'm drinking Campeche.
Okay, I look up there. There's Grey Goose. There's Belvedere. And I mean, I know. I was telling a story. And so we're sitting there. I go. Ask the bartender Armando. Tienes pepinos? Oh, sí. Perfecto. He gives me a Belvederes with pepinos and limon and a little bit of the orange in there. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Bam. Yeah. And it's like, yeah.
And they made me one of those fun smoky drinks with the smoke in it and stuff. It was really top shelf liquor in that place.
Yes.
Not that I know the difference. But it was fancier.
But you did like getting the smoke in the
It was cool. It was very cool. I had like some kind of mezcalita and they put extra smoke in it. So, but the thing about the entertainment, again, every night they have different entertainment. They have at least 3 different shows that go on in sequence. And the nice thing is, it doesn't matter which age group you're in, there's going to be something that night that's going to appeal to you, and they are all removed from the rooms. So if you don't want to hear the boom-ch, 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 boom-ch at 12 o'clock to 1 a.m., you won't hear it.
No, because there's not a whole lot going on after midnight there. I mean,
Right.
other than New Year's Eve, and the fireworks that went off at midnight, that's it. But, the food was phenomenal. The whole ambiance in there and everything else, it's very good.
I never once had a dessert at a regular restaurant there because I never could.
Nope.
I never had room for it. Food.
Now we do have to tell this.
No?
No, we have to tell this story. We're driving, and so we pull up, and I pull up underneath the front awning there, and so
remember we're checking into a
we're-
hotel.
we just arrived, and so here comes the poor bellman, and he's like looking at the car, and we got the cars packed, the roof bags on top, and he just sort of stops and freezes and looks, and it's like,
and I'm like, no.
no todo, And he's like, whoo, no. So it was and the best part about that was they parked it right there beside where those guys were, so we didn't even feel like we had to go down and get everything, which thank God, because it wasn't all going to fit in the room.
We only took in the electronics, anything that might be damaged by humidity. Our roof bag stayed on the car
The entire time,
and it rained heavy at least for 3 days.
Yeah.
And nothing inside.
I mean, not nonstop, but
right. Nothing got wet, and nothing got taken.
Nope.
So we were very happy. I think the best thing about this place was the variety of areas that you could sequester yourself if you just wanted to relax, or if you wanted to go and hang out and party with people. You had options. The spa, of course, is overpriced. However, because
any resort,
right, but because we bought club level, we actually did get the hydrotherapy session, which was pretty darn nice.
Yeah,
their spa is very nice. The food was the best we've ever had. And service was excellent.
And I can tell you how good it is. They don't even have the timeshare club that I mean.
We actually considered buying in.
If you've ever been to one of the resorts that have those that call you at 8:30 in the morning going, would you like to come in and book a time so we can give you $300 worth of club resort credit?
Right.
No, you just woke my ass up. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, there's no push.
There was never a push because there isn't a club. And we met people. One guy was sitting there going, yeah, this is our 30th visit. And I'm like, huh? And he goes, and he points to the guy next to him and goes, and I'm not even close to this guy. And I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, when we checked in, they made a distinct effort multiple times to tell us, welcome home.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a tickle.
So
snagging.
That part worked very well, and that was 10 days, and there might be some subscribers who are watching now that because I'm constantly handing out cards.
He was marketing so bad.
That's what I do. And so we may see you back, because this is the first time we've ever gone to a resort and gone, I can see us coming back to this one. So, but then, a long drive from the other coast. So it'd have to be someplace we could fly in.
Yeah, we're looking. I actually said to him, this is one of the only resorts we've ever been in where I would consider buying a membership to, or whatever they sell.
Yeah, but they don't. So,
I'm really sorry. I've got this tickle that's been.
Yeah, I got it first at the
Dry
resort,
tickle.
and then it was, And I have to apologize. Anybody who was at the resort that had to listen to me try and sing with that thing, it was like, oh,
yeah, we did karaoke, guys.
But we had fun.
Say, do you guys have special plans for the upcoming total eclipse of the sun in April? We do not.
That Bonnie Tyler?
That's total eclipse of the heart.
Oh, okay. I'm just,
it's about vampires hooking up. That's what that's about. No, we don't, Frederick. Thank you for asking. I will have to look into.
It's actually
that's actually happening when we're at the music festival. I think.
Yes, and it's actually in Mexico. It's going to be starting over around, I think, Puerto Vallarta, and then going up at about a 45-degree angle. So it's not going to be anywhere even close to
I'm
over
not
here.
sure. We're going to be in Puerto Aventuras at the Hard Rock Resort. And
that's the other side of the country.
Because I'm going to see.
Well, you're the one that's got the
I know, I'm blocking
it.
it. Let me move it. It's my morning jacket. Where is my morning jacket? I can't find it.
I think I'll take this.
It's over here. My morning jacket. Anyway, yeah, so there's a music festival there, and we go to that just about every time they have it. We didn't go to the last one. There's a lot of reasons why we didn't go, but
we won't go.
We have been to Hard Rock Riviera Maya is kind of like going home, sort of. But it's one of those resorts where the food is mediocre at best. And we spent a little extra on this one.
Yeah, and we're going to be there for a couple of monumental things. We will actually be there when the first day of it. We're going to be there for our 17th wedding anniversary. Yay. She'll go to the show. I'll go to the bar. Then she'll go to the show on the third night, and I will go to the bar to watch the national championship game for the Final Four. So, it works out because
he doesn't like the music.
I tried.
He tried. He did put forth. I honestly, he even tried to watch them on Austin City Limits when I was out of town one time. He just can't. He doesn't like them.
They do everything I don't like.
They have really long jam session type songs.
Which I'm fine if it's like the Allman Brothers. But,
yeah, but it's a lot of repetition and it's a lot of wailing and moaning, and he hates that. Me, on the other hand, it's like howling at the moon. I love it, so I'm all into it. So anyway,
my problem is I've got to sit being mayor of the swim up bar and have to listen to the people who go, "You ought to see them live."
Oh God, let's not get into that.
So
you and I like cenotes. Mark likes swim up bars. Wonder why. Next time we're stopping at the OXXO before we go to the cenote.
But it depends upon which OXXO you stop at, because the one that was between where your condo was at and where we were at in Progresso, they didn't sell alcohol.
Oh, that's true. And Shane, Shane, this is a good point. I don't know exactly with accuracy. I have heard that the no smoking was rescinded, and I've heard a lot of reasons why that may be. I don't know if that's true or not, but it would be nice if they would bring the lounge back, because the lounge was a place where people could go inside regardless of weather and enjoy a cigar and a drink. And I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think there's a problem with that. Now, I don't know if the cigar lounge allowed cigarettes.
Well,
I don't know that.
And if I had to buy one of those $82 sticks,
right,
to sit my ass down there and have a drink, right, and smoke an $82 cigar,
right,
that ain't happening.
Right.
I mean, that's just.
But I mean, I've been in cigar lounges, and I like the smell most of the time, and often they're full of really nice leather, and you can smell the leather, and there's like they got brandy
and the aroma of tobacco. Yeah. I mean, that good cigar tobacco has an aroma that is just intoxicating. It really is. And, that's,
yeah, I think it's cool.
So now, Playa
Car. Now we're in Playa Car. Okay, so.
How did we do that at the same time? We just sort of both.
I don't know. We were there. It's like, there it is. It's because it's like, I don't want to put Playa Car down.
No.
There's nothing there's a lot of people who love living here. I walked around this morning trying to get a little bit of exercise, and I noticed all kinds of languages
Mhm.
being spoken here. There are a lot of people living in this community from all around the world. What I don't like about it, number one, the traffic right outside of Playa is abysmal.
Oh, good Lord.
And maybe it's the time of the year.
I don't think so. I think it's,
I don't know.
I think it's just, well,
It's
I think
bad.
I think part of the problem is right now, the resorts and Riviera Maya as a whole is at like 99% occupancy for the tourism. I mean,
I think it's the time of the year.
They are breaking, no, they're breaking all-time records right now. So,
Right.
I mean, they're getting more people here than they've ever had before. And, you know, it's a lot of, you know, bus traffic. It's a lot of transfer shuttle traffic. It's a lot of collectivos.
Yeah.
Then you throw in all the regular people going to work and taxis and everything else.
Yeah.
And getting out just to go to the Shadruli the other day. I mean,
just getting into the Shadruli the other day. The Shadruli the parking lot was packed, and there was a constant line of traffic of people circling the parking lot looking for a place to park.
Baby shark. Yeah,
I mean
they were just constant. It was like
the Shadruli was just insane.
Dun, 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 dun.
And this is something that if you're moving to Mexico, you need to understand. In the United States, when somebody is stalking the store, they will stop what they're doing if you need assistance. They will move out of your way if they're in your way. It's always the customer's always right. That is not true in Mexico. When you shop in a grocery store in Mexico and they're stalking, you're in their way. And that's the way it is. And you just get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it, but it'll back up an aisle real fast.
But we were in this Shadruli, and this Shadruli was just slamming.
Woo!
And every other aisle had somebody blocking the aisle because they're stalking stuff. And so it made it really hard to shop. And I mean, I stood there for quite some time waiting for somebody to stack their display of bags of sugar or whatever it was. A really long time. I mean, I eventually left my cart and tried to meander around them to get to what I needed.
And then I went around and grabbed the cart and went back around and circled around, met her at the other end.
You know, it's on me that frustrates me because that's just the way it is here, and it's hard to get used to that.
Yeah, Greg. No, I think it's 50th, not 10th. 10th is not great either, but I think it was 50th going out and going to the Chedraui there. And yes, I agree. The Walmart is better because I know it does have the parking garage and all that.
We might try that the next time. The good thing is that we bought pretty good for our groceries overall to at least get us started.
Mm-hmm.
And are there 2 Oxxos in here?
At least
definitely one.
I mean, there's 2 on the one street.
Walking distance. There's one Oxxo that's literally just walking distance from us that we can get. And
the best part about them, that the particular one, is that they also have some produce in there, and you know, it's not just the standard run of the mill, you know, refresco, cervezas, aguas, you know, and some chips and you know, 9,000 different types of Snicker bars at the counter and cigarettes and alcohol behind, and you know, okay, that's it. No, they've got a lot of things in there that keep us from having to leave, because getting back in here. Yeah.
Okay. So we have bands right here. This is how we get back in. And we have to sit in the really long line that everybody's trying to get in. They've got 3 gates. One is for residents, probably with transponders. We don't know what the middle gate's for. But we found out the other day that we had to back it up with people behind us.
Well,
get in the long line.
When we first got here, we get everything undone, and we're like, you know, inside the apartment and all that, and we go, we're hungry. You know, and she's trying to order pizza from Little Caesars to deliver.
Yeah.
And we're getting the big finger from Little Caesars, going, no, we're not doing this. We're not going to bring it to you. We're not even going to allow you to place the order. And so it's like, okay. And finally, I think it was 9:30 at night. something like that.
We found a Domino's.
We found a Domino's. It's not far from here, and we were like, you know what? Let's just get in the car and go grab it. And we go stand in line, and we're in there in the Domino's. We're waiting. We're going, okay, what do we want? Oh, you know what? The pepperoni especial, looks pretty good. They got one person working the counter.
I feel bad for her.
They got one person making the pizzas.
And they've got a stack of pizzas.
And they got one person who is taking the orders that are coming off of the ticket printer and just sticking them up there for this poor one guy who's back there, trying to keep up, and he didn't have a prayer. And so we were like, all right, this isn't going to happen. And
well, they told us it wasn't going to happen. They weren't taking any orders.
And so we were literally walking out, and fortunately, the young lady who was between us and the counter spoke both English and Spanish. She goes, they're selling pizzas that people haven't come to pick up.
Yeah.
And we're like,
we bought somebody else's pizza.
So we went in there and went, okay, now you got a medium pepperoni? Yep, here, boom. And Gina's like, and I want one of those sauces. Of course, then do they have the sauce? No. She had to go all the way to the back and get it out and bring it up. But it's like, okay. So then we're following GPS directions to get back to Playa Car.
Yeah.
So we pull up to the gate.
Yeah.
Roll the window down, stick my arm out with the bracelet on there.
No, you can't come in this gate.
No.
We got to back it up.
Nope.
Go to another gate.
And of course, people behind me, so they have to back up. And then we back up and we get out. We go down, we go down to 10th. And so then we go down to 10th. And fortunately, it's 10 o'clock at night or so. So it wasn't bad. We're getting through there. And they're raising, they're making everybody open their trunks.
What the hell?
So you're not smuggling people in, whatever. I don't know. And so, they bring it, go through checkpoint Charlie. And so we went to the Chedraui to go grocery shop and come back. And I look over in the far right-hand lane says
residence.
No, it says condominiums.
Condominiums. We're in a condo.
We're in a condo.
Yeah.
Pull up to that gate.
Nope.
And he looks at me and goes, and I stick my thing out and go,
Nope.
Nope.
And now we got a line of people
behind us. And now I got
us.
all these people behind me. And I got, 8 cars behind me. The other one's all backed up. And I'm sitting here going, what do you expect me to do? There is no place to go. Raise the damn gate. Next time I'll get in over in the right line.
But they won't.
Either
they won't or they can't.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they don't have the override switch for that one. And literally people were back inching up or inching back. Finally got enough room to get back and work my way over. And it was like, holy crap.
So we're in phase 2.
Yes, we are in phase 2.
Now, this is what I don't understand about Playa Car. Playa Car is a gated community. Obviously, we just told you there's a whole lot of hassle of getting in the first place. So you got to get through checkpoint Charlie.
Yes.
To get into Playa Car. Okay, so now we're in. But there's no gate to get to phase 2. And we're on this street. Now, they're still building some things, as Mark pointed out, or at least they're renovating. One or the other.
They're doing a lot of work along this street.
There's work on this street.
Yeah.
But the street is busted up. It's not in the best shape. The sidewalks are tiny. They're not in the best shape. And at the entrance of this phase 2,
we got Cart Row.
There's like a bunch of busted up, abandoned, and semi-rotting cars and carts. Like if you could imagine your redneck car up on cinder blocks, it's kind of like that. So it reminds me of that.
Picture Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
If your working TV is sitting on top of your non-working TV, you might be in phase 2.
So when you think of Playa Car and you see this gated community, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a really nice neighborhood.
And we get to see all that.
And honestly, we drive past all those nice things.
And walk past it.
And we walk past them. But this particular street, for lack of a better term, would be kind of ghetto in comparison to the rest of Playa Car. I'm not saying it's ghetto overall, not at all.
We could be in Campeche.
This is really nice. I'm not complaining. But in comparison to the rest of Playa Car, this is on the lower end of luxury.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is on the scale and inside Playa Car.
So I go out this morning to take a walk. I'm like, hey, there's a lake in Playa Car. I'm going to walk to the lake. No, I'm not. That lake is owned by the Hard Rock Golf Course. And if you walk up to the golf course, the golf course will go past the roads, like one side of the course, you cross the street with your golf carts or whatever and go to the other side of the course. And they have paths, probably for the golf carts. And at each of these entrance points, which you could walk to right off the sidewalk, they have these big signs. They don't want anybody jogging, no biking, no pets. And if you're found on there without permission to be on the premises, you will be fined. Well, that sucks. So I walk around looking for another way to get to the lake. Nope, and nope, and nope. I can't get to the lake because it is part of Hard Rock Golf Course. So, and then of course, all throughout Playa Car, first of all, it's gated in the first place to get in. And then there are hotels and resorts and other communities, and all of those are additionally gated.
And
so
the
it's
beach
like,
club.
yeah, it's gated and gated more.
Oh,
it's just like, why do people live here again? I'm really confused. I don't understand
all I can say is that there's a reason why we did not choose this on the original.
Yeah.
But all I can also say is I'm glad it was here.
True.
To save our bacon. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that for what we got, it's very nice. It's very clean. It's also small and overpriced.
Well,
but it's comfortable.
It's clean.
With exception of all right. So maybe some of you guys know that a couple times now we have had to buy memory foam mattress toppers because it's very standard for whatever reason. Beds in Mexico are hard. They're hard, guys. And I mean, like I'm a side sleeper. He's a side sleeper. They hurt my hips. They hurt his back. And so we buy these mattress toppers off Amazon for $200 or less. And they last us however long we're staying someplace. And then we just leave the topper there. We just look at it as an extra monthly expense.
Well,
so
break it down by the number of nights we get to sleep on it. Most of the time it comes out to about $1 or less a night. And I'm like, if it allows me to sleep, that's money well spent.
So we got another mattress topper coming. Although this is not the worst bed we've ever had, it's still too hard for him. So, yeah. And you know what? And up on the roof right above us. Okay, so this is a 4-unit condo. I don't think there's anybody living in the 2 units downstairs. So there's us.
There was when we checked in, and then the one below us moved out the next day.
So right now there's just us. And then right next to us in unit number 4 is another expat couple who have bought a house and they're waiting to close on it. And upstairs we have a dippy pool, a nice sun lounger area, a nice barbecue place with a refrigerator and a grill and a
sink and an oven.
So there's only 2 of us really here right now, and only 4 apartments or condos can ever use this. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. It is nice in that respect.
It's got a common, washer dryer.
Washer and dryer downstairs that we all share. So,
it's one of those where we sort of go, it is what it is. But we're not sleeping with the bugs and everything in Campeche. So
let's get back to, there's a couple questions I want to roll through.
Okay.
I think Greg is asking, you mean the highway on 10th? Right?
No, I think it's 50th.
Is it 50th?
It's the road that runs right parallel to 307.
And George and David, Walmart is better and has parking garage. We do remember that. We remember that's the same one we went to before. Yeah. That had the parking garage.
And the other advantage of going to the Walmart is when we come back to the 10th Street entrance, we got to go right by the Krispy Kreme.
Oh, Lord.
just pointing out that
Oh,
Mark knows that there is a Krispy Kreme within 10 minutes of him.
yeah.
He will find a time to get to that Krispy
Watch out
Kreme,
for the Krispy Kreme.
especially if the hot light's
We could
on.
get a dozen of those donuts and he'll eat 8 just like that. No, he doesn't eat them. He inhales them. And like I can do 2 and then I start to feel sick because of all that. I mean, I like them, but all that sugar is a little too much for me. So
I just got a metabolism that just goes,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I can drink Coke, I can do all this, and
I know he drinks.
now I did just so everybody knows, I did pick up 10 pounds at the resort.
I did not.
She did not. I did. So of course could be a lot of
It was all the alcohol.
too much vodka.
Yeah, it was.
Well, maybe not too much.
Did we meet Trish from Trish Advisor? We did not, but
Now that we're here for another 7 weeks.
Trish has actually had stuff going on. She's been posting things about recent trips. And we met someone he met
I
someone
was going to say, it
Sorry, it wasn't
me
we.
and the mouse in my
He's
pocket?
at the Butt Hut.
No.
No.
Mm,
Was that the bar?
no.
What?
It was in the pool, in the Excellence Club pool,
It was?
in the heated pool.
Wow.
We were playing.
When you were playing blackjack.
Yep.
Okay. Blackjack in the pool.
Mars and Dina, I think were their names, and they were like, "Yeah, we just had dinner with Trish and Diego the other day."
Yeah, I think we should maybe reach out and ask if
And
do
and
dinner.
apparently she takes Spanish lessons from Diego. So
Yeah. And so I'm gonna let Trish know that we're still here and we're gonna be in this area, including Tulum, through April. So maybe that'll be something we can do to get together. I mean, I don't know Trish that well, so maybe she's either 1, busy, or 2, hesitant. I'm not really sure. We'll see.
I'd be hesitant.
Why?
I just,
What?
I mean,
I'm a nice person.
I didn't mention you. I'm just. Arr.
Arr.
Yeah.
Arr. Hey, Lena. Hey, Lena. Hola. Oh, let's see here. Used to be that obviously being not local got any gate raised as you approached.
Yeah, not now.
Yeah.
Not at Checkpoint
Oh,
Charlie.
I'm telling you, they had people getting into the backpacks that they carried as they rode on motorcycles.
Well, I had the one guy breaking out his
Yeah.
passport.
I mean, it was just really, it's a pain in the ass to get into this community. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass to leave this community because of the traffic. And I don't know. I just thought like this area that we're in would have been in better shape than it is. Now, when I walk around, it's very lovely.
Well,
it's lovely.
It's this street.
It's this street. It's
yeah,
not that,
it's just one street. I mean, the rest of it, you get out there and you go, "Damn, this is really nice."
Mhm.
You know.
Oh, here's another thing that fries my butt a little bit. Everybody rides their bikes on the sidewalks here. Now, think about this for a minute. If you have lived anywhere in Mexico, you see people on their bikes all over the streets everywhere. On the streets. Not here. In Playa, they ride on the sidewalk. And there's a lot of people here right now. So if you're walking on the sidewalk and it's only wide enough for 2 people, roughly, so now you've got people walking their dogs, people jogging, people walking in general, people on roller skates, people on racer boards, and people on bikes.
Well, and then you get people that can't hear and don't have their hearing aids in, and we're out walking,
I'm like, move over.
And she's grabbing me, pulling me like,
there's a man behind you on a bike.
Did you not hear them? Obviously not, because otherwise I wouldn't have just been staying over there.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to be difficult,
No,
but I mean, bikes on the sidewalk makes it a little hard.
But we've seen it continuously, so it really is one of those that you just have to become accustomed to and realize that's the way of life.
That's how it is here.
Yep.
That's how it is in Playa. Bikes on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
There you go. Smart to buy a mattress topper and leave it behind when you leave. Absolutely. Because we honestly can't carry it with us. We don't have the room. They don't fold up nearly as easy as they come when they're packaged.
No, because you aren't putting them back in the vacuum package bag.
I really tried to stick them in a space bag one time, and I tried hard.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. And, you know, and that particular one in El Tejar, we actually were able to give it to Jose Luis and Juanita. And she was like,
yeah, she wanted it.
Oh,
she was looking at him and she's like, I want one of these.
You have one of those, you know,
and
that's yours to take it.
We let them have it.
You know, there's no room. There's not room for us to put hardly a mouse in there, much less a mattress pad, you know, so.
But there's room for a mouse dropping.
No, there is not. No, negative.
See, Diana, right. The gates would make me leave. I don't understand. First of all, if you got a gate to get into Playa Car, why do you need additional gates? Like, why do you have gated communities inside a gated community? I don't understand. But you know, when we were in Querétaro,
hold on, I figured to say that's Zakia. I mean,
no, Zakia didn't have it. Zibata
did.
Zibata did.
And they did the same thing in Zibata. You pulled up there because I dropped you off at that work loft.
Yes.
To do your interview that time, and I went back to the house and came back to pick her up, and they were opening trunks at Zibata as well. So you know, fortunately, they looked at me and sort of went,
"Whatever,
that old fart." Yep, you just go through. You know.
So, no, Lisa, we don't buy a new topper every time. Sometimes the beds are quite comfortable and we don't need them.
Oh my God, Valladolid.
And if we're going to be someplace longer than a month and it's a hard bed, yeah, we'll buy it. We'll buy it because we figure we're going to get our money's worth out of it and we'll just leave it behind.
Yeah, I mean, Valladolid, that bed was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good bed. And we didn't have any problems in San Luis Potosi, and we didn't have any problems in San Miguel, and we didn't have any problems in Zakia.
No, we've only bought 2 of them previously. So this will be the 3rd one. And
Merida was good. Yeah.
We kind of figure we'll probably do 2 trips moving our stuff to Tulum since it's so close.
Only, you know, 35, 40 minutes away.
And we'll take it to Tulum with us as well.
Yeah.
And then that's probably where we'll end up leaving it. So.
You know, and quite honestly, if I give it 3 or 4 nights and give it a shot, and if I keep waking up and going, you know, all right, who hit me on each shoulder with a sledgehammer?
He's been sleeping on the sofa.
I keep trying the bed, and then I get up about 2:30, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even hardly move. And so it's like, you know, come out here to get some sleep.
Fortunately, the sofa is very comfortable. So
thank God.
Yeah.
You know, I could have slept on the floor.
Greg, so Playa Car has never interested us as we like to walk everywhere and have things close. Yeah, you know, I would like Playa Car more if I could access the lake. I was really hoping.
It's a lake. I mean, given no, I get totally what Greg's saying. I mean, think about this. Being here versus being where we were in Merida.
Oh, I know.
And being able to in 10 minutes we were walking and we were in the middle of Centro. You know, Progreso again. 10 minutes. You know, we're almost to the edge of Centro and we're starting to see things.
He actually said to me the other day, "Why don't we take a drive into PDC and we'll go get a bite to eat at Amante 38, which we really liked when we had stayed there before. We stayed at a little place called, was it Puerto Escondido or?
I think so.
Little Escondido.
I think it was called the place around the corner from that nasty beach club that kept my ass up all night with my head kidney stones.
I can't remember the beach club, but we were on that street. We were on
Martina, Club Martina.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were on 38, Calle 38, and
a block in from the beach.
Yeah, and there was a lot of really good places to eat on that street.
My God.
And I recently saw that they consider that to be the most beautiful street in PDC, which okay.
I don't know if it's
sure.
most beautiful, but I can tell you what, the food on that
The
street
food's
is
good.
to die for.
So he says, why don't we go to Amante and we'll get something to eat? And I'm like, well, if you think during snowbird season and the highest amount of travel going on right now that we can find a place to park where our car will not get, booted or something, sure. But, it's just PDC wasn't one of those places that ever interested us. Neither was Acumal, Puerto Aventuras, Tulum.
Well, the whole Riviera Maya.
None of it, because we had vacationed there.
And
So-
and I think the biggest issue that we really had was probably the first time we went to Walmart. And we got
Oh.
hounded throughout the
Oh, yeah,
entire
we
time
did.
that we were in Walmart going, do you want tickets to East Correct? Do you want this timeshare? Do you want this? Do you,
Yeah.
We have places down here for rent.
These guys were following us through the Walmart, like no lie. And that's the thing. When you have these bands on you like this, they know. They know. Tanya, thank you. Thank you. We're glad that you're here, and we're happy that you're enjoying it. So we're just shooting the breeze. That's all we do. And Dave in Georgia, let's see. We met Trish and Diego at San Cristobal. San Cristobal, let's see. We are going to be there. So they must have been doing a trip there at that time, and I expect that because that's what she does.
Yeah.
She's really busy right now. And I totally get it because this is the high season for everybody right now. So I don't know if we're going to get a chance to meet her or not. I'm hoping that we will.
The other one shining moment out of this entire thing of being back here in Playa is that we are going to have an opportunity to be able to hopefully meet with Miguel. And Miguel is the tour guide who is in the one person most responsible for us actually being here in Mexico.
He is.
And so he's starting his own business. We were trying to get up with him for the 10 days that we were in Puerto Morelos, and his family actually went on for the holidays to visit some of the family, and he was working. And
they left him here to work.
Right.
And he took advantage of that because it has been a rough year for him.
And so, we want to sit there and go, we want to see Miguel again.
We want to see Miguel.
And B, if there's a way that we can help this man out and repay in any way, shape, or form the kindness that he exhibited to us and help his business in any way, we're going to do it. So,
I hope that we could possibly promote the fact that he takes you on basically customized tours wherever you want to go. And our time spent with him was one of the most authentic experiences we had ever had in Mexico. And it really made us want to consider life here. Because when you go to resorts and you go to vacation spots, you don't really see the real Mexico. And he took us out there and showed us something as simple as a mercado, something as simple as, how Mayans live, where they work, what they do. Took us to restaurants that we would have never even thought of going to. And
well, I mean, and again, we were coming back because he took us to Chichen Itza, and he took us to Ekbalam and Iquil, and then he took us to the restaurant, took the Mercado in Valladolid, and we're on the way back, and I needed butane.
Yeah.
Badly. I mean, I needed butane because I could fly with my cigar torches, but they had to be empty. And anybody down here who's gotten what they call matches here in Mexico, toothpicks with a little bit of a thing on the end of it to snap it, they don't work. And so I'm like, I need some butane. And he pulled right into a convenience store, and, being naive at the time and going, no, Miguel, you're okay. You stay in the car with Gina. I'll go get it. And so, I go into this, hardware store, and I'm looking around, and they're getting ready to close, and and at the time my Spanish was almost non-existent, and I'm going butano, and they're looking at me, and I guess maybe it's the accent, whatever, and I'm just like, and all of a sudden, here's Miguel, un lata de butano para mi amigo. And they point over the thing. Miguel locked her in the car, comes in there and tells him, and so, we pull all the stuff that's in front of it and find the thing of butane, put it up there. And I think the smallest I had was 100 peso bill. And, they start saying whatever. And I now know that what they're saying is, no tango cambio. They didn't have change for that. And so I went back and I grabbed another one, put it up there, and and so gave them the 100 and they gave me 50 back. So I got 2 cans of butane for 50 pesos, which at the time was stupid. I mean, so that was like $1.25 a can, which I was paying almost $10 a can in the US. So, which I couldn't fly home with, and tried to give to the guy at the resort and teach him how to make some money. He looked at me like I was an idiot. And I'm like, you sell these for $10 a fill up of torches and people will pay it. He's like, huh? Whatever. So, but yeah, that, he changed our view totally of Mexico. I mean, it was suddenly, okay, these are the real people of Mexico. And I'm, that's the wrong way of saying it, because the people that work at the resorts, they're the real people of Mexico as well. But
the resort is a fantasy world. So
but the people who work there, they're not, that's not a fantasy for them. That's their life and everything else. And they do it with a smile. They do it with such graciousness. And we've always just been amazed by that. And then he showed us yet even further, how good it could be. Yeah. So hopefully we can help him pay back, or we can pay back a little bit of what he's given us. So,
Tom, got my first day of skiing in on Monday and realized how much I would miss it. Supposedly there's one ski resort in Mexico. It must be a bunny hill. I don't know. Those hills in Campeche were higher than I thought they would be.
Yeah, let's be for real. Central Highlands of Mexico, gonna make the Pocono areas look like babies.
Really?
Oh God! I mean, you're talking 5,000 feet.
How about those crazy hills in Monterrey? Ooh, no, that's mountains.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's
Thank you, Diana. I don't know. It's okay. Maybe people aren't liking it because the video stream is so bad. I don't understand what's happening there. So interesting.
I don't know.
I mean, I could really quick do a speed test while we're talking here and just see what it says, but I'm so sorry. I got that tickle in my throat again.
Yeah, well,
seriously. We got 200.
That rocks. Now the question is, does the other half of it rock? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. So I don't know what's happening.
I have no clue.
We literally have 281 megs.
Oh my God.
281 megs down and 288 megs
I have never seen it where it's.
I know. Craziness. It's craziness.
288 up? Anyway.
Shane.
Oh,
sorry,
damn.
I'm smoking a cigar listening. It's okay.
Yeah.
He can smoke a cigar too outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I was out there having one today, and all of a sudden a coati decides to climb the tree.
Oh, I missed it.
And and if you saw the last video, the coatis and the raccoons were almost the same size. No.
This one's big.
This was not one of the red coatis. This was a black and gray coati. And he was a big boy. And it was like, holy crap. And he saw me.
Was the coati and not a monkey or something?
Oh, no.
Okay. I know. They got different monkeys.
Geez, elongated snout, a tail like this. It's very plumish. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, no, I know a coati. And this, but it was just like, wow. And then we have Brutus. When I smoke my cigar, Brutus is the iguana that lives in the green cinder block wall. And he comes out in the morning and he sort of sticks his head up. And you see this, I mean, I'm talking, he's a big boy, big head sticking out, sort of looking around like, all right, where's everybody at? Okay, yeah, I can come out now. And he just sort of gets up there on top of the wall. So.
Oh, let's see. Hey, Diana, I listen to podcasts all the time. No video needed. Woohoo! One of these days, we're going to have a live stream that is free of all glitches. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it'll happen. No robots, good video.
Well, Robinson. Anyway,
shut your mouth. Margie is our bartender tonight. She's got Kahlua. What you thinking there, Margie? Oh,
she had too much Kahlua.
No. And now she's exposing her underwear to the world.
Oh,
that's not nice. Okay. And it's surrounded by snow that you cleared yesterday. Oh, how many more inches are you supposed to get, Shane? Curious.
Yeah, there's a bunch of parts of the country, the U.S., that are supposed to be getting, I mean, apparently
hammered.
We're going to have some interesting things to pay attention to football-wise this weekend, specifically, you know, in Western New York and Buffalo, which, gee, bad weather in Buffalo, that never happens. And, sub-zero temperatures in Kansas City, that never happens, you know.
Enjoy listening. It is called technology. It is, and it seems to have a hatred for us. And I'm an IT person, and I can't seem to figure out why that is. Although I did figure out the whole robot thing was because of that application. The logic.
That is true.
Yeah, and I figured that out. So that's gone. Only a couple more inches. Excellent, Shane. Let's see. Hopefully one day you will have a meet and greet, and everyone will be so happy to meet you both like I was. We did have a meet and greet. Nobody expressed any interest in meeting. So we just figured that, you know, nobody was there. That's okay. It's hard to do that. We tried to set something up in Puerto Morelos, but there wasn't any interest, and that's okay. I mean, what are you going to do? We don't have a really large audience, and not everybody's going to be here at Christmas time. So totally get it. Maybe one day it'll happen. You never know. Oh, it's cold in Florida. Anna, let me tell you. It was actually cold here the one night up on the roof with the wind and everything. Chilly. It was cold at the resort too.
Oh, God, yeah.
One day at the resort, he had a hoodie on and sweatpants.
Yeah, one day at the resort, I actually had my sweats on, a T-shirt, and actually had to put the hoodie on. It was like, it's... And yes, Shane, we will be doing, cigars.
Yeah. And your wife had to work, so you would have flown to Guadalajara. That would have been awesome. I'm still trying to figure out yet. I am, as Juan Jose was mentioning, we're going to Mexico City for a Steve Hackett concert, and he gave me an excellent place. What?
She and Juanjo are going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are going to see Steve Hackett in Mexico City, and he gave me an excellent recommendation for a hotel that is literally right around the block. And I want to book the hotel room, but I'm not sure how many nights I need to do it. Should I do it the night before the concert and then the night of? Or should I just do it the night of? And that's going to entirely depend upon the reliability of my flight. And I've never used any of the Mexican airlines, so I don't really know what the reliability rates are. Plus, we're going to have to drive to the Tuxtla, the airport that's close to Tuxtla. It's going to take like 35 minutes to get to the airport to fly me into Mexico City. And just, I haven't booked my flight yet because I'm not really sure which one I should take. I haven't booked the rooms yet because I don't know how many nights I need. Trying to figure that all out. I don't know much about Mexican Airlines and how that all works.
I think they go up.
No, I know that.
They level off. They come down.
But you know. Yeah. Sorry, that tickles back in my throat again. Jeez. Dry tickles. And 4C. It'll be minus 15. Oh, no.
No.
That is major nor'easter type weather.
No.
That
Yeah, you're right. You need to be in Mexico instead. You are 100% correct, Greg. That's
right. Dolphi Valaris. Thank you, Diana. I looked at Valaris and I ended up eliminating them. So Aeromexico was the next one. The other one I looked at was was it Auto Boost or something?
Aeroboost.
Aeroboost or something like that. But
and then there's the new one. There's the new.
Yeah, but they're not even.
They haven't started flying yet. Mexicana Air or something like that. That's part of the national, the actual government that's putting this up. So
I mean, typically I'll buy my airline tickets about 6 to 8 weeks out. That's usually when the prices are best. But then I don't know if that works the same way in Mexico as well. That's usually what I would do with U.S. flights. So I got some time yet, I think.
Right, and since we will be in Tuxtla and she's going to Mexico City, it's a little too far just to drive.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go, okay, if it was a 6-hour drive, okay, you know what? Get in the car, let's go. You go to the concert, I'll go to the room, and the next day,
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. And the nice thing
No,
is,
I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying that way we're in control of the situation.
I was kind of thinking that if I fly in the day before, then I could meet up with Roddy and Landy from Life with Louie.
There is that.
The night before the show. I don't know. I'm still working on it. And yes, girl, Kahlua. That is one of my favorites. I love it. It's good on ice cream. All right, so also with Aeromexico, I've heard the same thing about Valaris. It just didn't look right here. Wait, what? Minus 17 on Saturday night? Ooh, with wind. Hey, Raul.
Hey, Raul.
We're looking great. I know everyone is saying that the stream is very choppy, but the audio is good. We don't know what's happening here. We just don't get it. I just did a speed test and we got over 200 down, over 200 up. I don't get it. It's just our luck.
We fixed one problem and now we're encountering something else.
Yeah. Aeromexico, another vote. There we go. Mexicana has been restarted with the Army running it. Flies out of the new Tulum airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be doing Tuxtla. And that's
that's the issue. I mean, at that particular time, she's going to be in Tuxtla Gutierrez. So,
okay, that's what it was.
Viva Aerobus.
Viva Aerobus. So I was looking at them as well, but I can't remember. There was something about it that I didn't.
I can tell you exactly what it was.
What?
They wanted to go through Guadalajara.
Oh, that's right. They only had one nonstop. It was at a weird time, and the rest of them were connecting through Guadalajara. That's what it was. So anyway, I'm pretty much settled on Aeromexico. Mexicana was a really great airline back in the day. Oh, okay. Cool, Tom. Hopefully they will be now that they're coming back. Aeromexico. All right, Tanya. I see the majority here are going, can't recommend Viva Aerobus. Okay. Nickel and dime and a lot of restrictions.
Oh, they're learning from the U.S. airlines.
No, I noticed that.
I mean,
if you wanted to have the ability to to, I don't know, reserve so many hours before the flight, your seats or something. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of little things. You're right.
Hola, Benito.
And snow and cold weather coming. I know, Lisa. I'm so sorry. We don't miss it. Not that we're rubbing it in or anything.
No.
Oh wait, I miss Benito. Hey, Benito. Hola. You had an issue with your PC and a Windows update. Oh, you know it. Like they don't give you a choice sometimes.
Yeah, nothing worse than just opening it up and they're going, "Oh, we're doing a restart." Restart from what?
Okay, layovers are no fun. The Guadalajara airport may be my favorite airport. Okay. I have never been to either. I haven't been to Guadalajara or to Mexico
Well,
City.
you've only been to 2 airports in all of Mexico.
Just
3 airports.
Cozumel and
4
Cancun.
airports.
Really? Cozumel.
Querétaro.
Oh, that's right.
And San Luis Potosí. So you've been to 4
and
airports.
Cancun and Cozumel. You're right. Somebody's blowing me up here on my phone. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Who's blowing me up? Oh, okay.
It's our youngest daughter's birthday today.
Yeah, it is. And
She's 6.
She's 28.
She's 6. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. So I don't know, guys. Here's the weird thing. When we pick a place we want to stay in that we planned to stay in, we typically have an agenda of things we want to do, things we want to see,
Which was true in Campeche.
things we want to make videos about. And we find ourselves here in Playa, and there are no plans. I may not do anything. We may not go anywhere. We may just recuperate. I don't know. It's not like I don't have a lot of video content that I could be putting together and putting out.
Yeah,
we do.
We actually, we got to finish the wrap ups from Progresso, and we have a fair amount of archaeological, and
we may combine those
and we know those perform.
Yeah, people aren't into those.
I mean, it's just
but we like going.
We like going to them.
So I've got
and when you see the one from Escambo, I'm not going to give this away. But don't discount, because there's something special about Escambo that is not true of almost all the other.
You've never been to Tulum, and it's true in Tulum. Just saying. But there's I have at least videos for 4 different archaeological sites that I may just combine into one video and just do a real brief. This is this place, it's located here. This is this place located here. One of those things, like a map, boom, 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 boom. Because in the Yucatan, my goodness, it's just site after site after site. There are so many. I never realized how many archaeological sites there are. Some of them charge, some of them don't. Some of them you can hike to in the woods if you're a hiker and just go from one to another to another. It's incredible. Everybody knows the big ones, but there's so many other ones that are along the way in between. So we may just make all those into one video.
Well, and there's other ones that we've seen just on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
Right here in Playa, this isn't a site, but there's actually archaeological ruins right here in Playa. I walked right up to them today. So
it'll be a resort next week.
Let's see here. Mark should try to take the first Cancun to Tulum train and go viral again. It was our intention. We wanted to actually take the train from Campeche to Cancun and down to Tulum and back to Campeche, or in reverse.
Do it, and then in reverse, because we got to get our ass home. But yeah.
Or at some point they're going to be connected. But the point is they're behind schedule and they're not ready.
It's going to be February.
We drove past several of the train stations that were in various stages of still being built.
Several times.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, the Valladolid one, probably the one that I would say is closest to being completed is a Chichen Itza one. That one looked like it was pretty close to being done. Valladolid is probably in the final stages. But there's Ishkan is maybe a little bit over 50% of the way done. And these are on the route from Cancun to Campeche. So, no, you're right. And we really want to show you guys the whole train route thing because we're looking forward to doing it. That's something we want to do and we want to share with you. So,
Yeah. There we go. Woo!
Especially if we can show you guys how it works from the airport, not that we want to get in the airport, but from the airport to the train station and back. So
hey, Dee, the ruins, we love history. We really do. And so we like to walk around, and it is true, after you see one after a while, they all kind of look similar in some ways, but there is something special about each one.
There truly is. I mean, as much as I sit here and roll my eyes, it really is. It seems like at each one of them that we go to, there is something that is unique to that particular one that you just sort of sit there and go, oh, damn, that is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
And, and I have to say this, that video that I dropped yesterday for El Corchito, if you haven't seen it, if you do go to watch it, you'll notice that a lot of the water pathways were that reddish color, similar to Laguna Rosada. And a lot of other people who have made videos on that at different times of the year, it wasn't red. No, it was blue.
It was blue
or greenish. And this one cenote we didn't go into, it was a little murky. But then there's other videos where people are in there swimming and it's blue, blue water.
Country collectors. I mean, Heidi jumped right in that thing.
Yeah.
And it was crystal clear when she did it, but there could have been a gator underneath that thing.
I mean,
and we wouldn't have known it.
It's literally the time of the year is what it is. Flamingos start rolling in to the coast around the Yucatan starting around now. There were some that were building up, but they get really, really popular. I want to say in
about 6 weeks from now.
Very early spring.
Yeah.
And the reason
about mid-February to mid-April.
Yeah.
Those things are so, you can't see the water because it's all.
One of the reasons that they're so popular that time of the year is because the amount of food for them, the brine shrimp and everything, are plentiful. And then as the season goes on, you get into summer and into fall, that pinkness kind of goes away. And I think those cenotes clear up. But I thought it was interesting that the one cenote that Tom and I were in swimming was still very clean and very clear waters. And for whatever reason, the other two cenotes, well, we never even saw the one cenote. It was behind the pavilions for the raccoons and stuff.
Well, you couldn't get past the cuteness of the animals.
I know, the animals were so cute. My goodness. And they don't want you to touch them, but boy, I wanted to touch them. Well, I was like down in their face with my camera.
They may not want you to touch them, but they got no problem
and they
coming right up to you.
They were coming up to me and they were hanging on to my phone and just sniffing me and stuff. They were so cute. Love them. Adorable. Right. Oh, what's this? Here we go. Tom, make it easy on yourself. Take it easy. Life is a beautiful journey, and you both are doing it. Checking out. Huge big hug. We love you, Tom. Thank you.
If you want your English muffin, you know what your ass has to do to get it. So, you got to come down here.
You know what? And Tom got one of my more stale English muffins. It wasn't even a fresh English muffin.
But we also sent him away with a bottle of Zarzamora. So, I mean, that can cover up a lot of sins there. I mean, Zarzamoras.
I agree. Yeah, I just made a fresh batch of English muffins yesterday. You guys are missing them.
I had one this morning with my yogurt.
I know. And somebody actually asked me if I can find Thomas's in Mexico, why I don't buy Thomas's. Guys, I haven't bought Thomas's English muffins for 4 years. Once I started making my own sourdough English muffins, I never went back.
Nope.
Never went back. The only time that I have ever bought store muffins in the last 4 years.
And we're gonna go visit my mom.
We went to his mom's, and her local Hy-Vee store had sourdough English muffins, and I bought them because it was the easiest thing to do at the time.
Yep.
And they still weren't as good as mine. So, let's see. I suspect the ADO will remain the better way to go from the airport to Playa Central, both time-wise and money-wise. You know what? I agree. We have yet to ever take one of those buses.
I agree with that, Greg,
Yeah.
because now, well, I mean, we don't take them because we got the car.
Right.
But knowing where the train station is going to be here in Playa, and I mean, it's a good ways out.
Yeah.
It's not.
None of these train stations are in town.
No, good God.
No.
I mean, the if you want to think about this, if anybody's familiar with this, 180D, which is a toll road that goes from Merida to Cancun, and you go by Valladolid, you're probably 6, 7, 8 kilometers into Valladolid from 180D, and that's where the train station is. And it's not just right on the side of the highway, so it's going to be easy to jump onto a taxi. It's actually probably 1.5 kilometers to 2 kilometers further east. So, yeah, and the same with Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza, you know, to get off on the road to go down into Priste to go over, you know, it's.
I mean, I'm sure they're going to have the tuk-tuk drivers and the taxi cabs. But the question is,
somebody's going to be making money off this because we know.
How much are they going to be gouging the rates? You never know.
Well, I mean, let's be for real. We already know what they gouge the rates just for tourism in general. And so that's, you know, yeah.
Hey, D, yeah, go in the spring. That is when you're going to find literally flamingos in the thick of it. I mean,
oh God, yeah. But
yeah.
If you think about this, you want to go about the time they change the clocks. By the time they do the spring forward, that's about the time you want to be there for the flamingos.
Yeah.
That's just a quick rule of thumb.
Plus, you have to bus from the airport terminals to the Cancun train. That's true.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure all that part out. And that's one of the reasons we want to do the video. And you're right on that, Greg, is we want to actually go into the the airport terminal and see what the process is going to be to get out to the Maya train, because are they going to charge for that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be included in the ticket? Yeah. I mean, all these things, what's the ticket going to cost? Because right now, from what we're hearing and what they've been published, the price of the tickets, even for Residentes and Nacionales, it ain't pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not intended for a commuter train. It's not intended for commutes. This is going to be definitely intended for tourism.
Mm-hmm.
From the looks of it, and that brings us up. Yes, Parandero, you are correct. It's going to be for tourists, and when it's done, it's going to be a very convenient way to get around. No doubt about it.
I mean, they're doing it right, and they're doing it first class, and that part is without a doubt. And I applaud them for putting the suspension on to make sure that it's safe and everything else, because that's they could have quickly just gone, you know what, we don't want to look bad, let's just keep pull back, let's get this right. And that was the appropriate thing to do. But I mean, 1,700 pesos to go from Campeche to Cancun, it's $100. That's one way.
True. I mean, your alternative is airfare.
No. Or audio or driving.
Right.
I mean, it's
one of these days we're going to have to get on a bus. Now, I think what's going to happen is
I can tell you when that's going to occur.
When's it going to happen?
When we finally find a place to live.
Well, I was going to say, if we're at a place that we're there for 3 months, I don't know if we have any more of those places. we have any more 3-month stays coming up? I can't recall.
Oh,
But I mean, that's a good time for us to do like a weekend trip kind of thing and take a bus somewhere. But really, because we have a car, it's going to be more like when we settle down.
Right. And quite honestly, since we have been here, we did 3 months in Merida, we did 3 months in San Miguel de Allende, and both of those, we're still dealing with the adrenaline rush in the first year of living in Mexico.
Yes.
I mean, it's a rush. And
I'm gonna make a setting quick and see if that makes anything better for us.
And it's getting used to being in the country. It's getting used to what's the custom, how to drive, how to get around, how to buy groceries, how to do this, and so what we grew up and took us a lifetime to do in the U.S. is suddenly being thrown at us, and every day is a learning experience.
It is. And we're learning too that yes, you can save money with an in-a-pump car, but not everybody requires one. Some people do, some people don't. He got into Chichen Itza for absolutely free. They just wanted to know how old he was, and they ushered him over to the old folks line, and he had a free ticket.
Yeah. And it really sort of hurt my feelings.
Did it?
Yeah. Because I didn't tell him how old I was. He just went, no. Over, and I'm like, geez, I didn't think I looked that old.
But it was free. And if
I'm not complaining.
And you know what? And Chichen Itza is one of the most expensive archaeological sites in the Yucatan. And like even at resident prices, as a Yucatan resident.
No, we'd have been cheaper if we'd have waited till we renewed, because when we renewed, we had Yucatan cards.
But I had Mexican resident.
Right.
I got about half price.
Yeah, and it would have been 75% off as a Yucatan resident. So,
but and yeah, so there we go. Adeo. Okay, so Greg's like, that's why he's thinking Adeo one way and train back to compare. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We just have to get those plans in motion. Like when we're staying.
Well, we got to get the train running first.
I know, and that's. I'm almost afraid that by the time we leave the Yucatan, they still won't have it totally.
Well, they're talking February, and we aren't leaving until April. So basically, it's got March is the prime time.
So Tulum to the Cancun airport and then back again. Tulum's one of those places that whenever we knew I was going to a music festival in Fuerteventuras, we chose to stay. Tulum was not originally in our plan. So we chose to stay in Tulum because we're only going to be at this resort for 4 days. We're not hauling all our stuff into this resort for 4 days. So we got a place in Tulum. We're going to stay there, and come back. So because of that, we plan to do some things while we're in Tulum. We want to go to Bacalar. We want to go to Chetumal.
We were hoping we would take a train to do that, but we ended up actually in Tulum because we found a great Airbnb that we actually really liked a lot, and it gave us great access to the rooftop. It had its own private hot tub. And we tried to rent it, and the young lady who is responsible for it was like, not available. So I'm sorry, it shouldn't have been on there. The owners are going to be in, and so it shouldn't have been on there for this particular time. But take a look at this particular location. It's actually more expensive, but I'll give it to you at the same price as the other. And we were looking, I think, in Akumal at the time. And the second one was in Tulum. And we looked at it and went, you going to give us that same price? And yep. And we went,
that's what happened.
Done. Sign us up.
Yeah. So, the building budget was $9 billion, and COVID costs and inflation $27 billion. My goodness, that is wow.
And the key word there is estimated. It's not done yet. I
I
mean,
mean, they're not done building.
it's probably gonna end up being over 30 million or 30 billion.
Yeah, the comfort. I agree.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
agree.
That's a great comparison idea. Thank you, Greg. We will, I mean, that's
How long did it take? What was the comfort of the ride?
I'll do the train and she can do the
No,
okay.
do them both.
I wouldn't do that.
There we go. Look at that. It's an old folks line. That's right. They had an old folks window. They literally directed him right on over to the old folks. And what they do is they have the tickets already basically set, like they pre-print them, and they have everything stapled together because you have to have the federal ticket, you have to have the Yucatan ticket,
And the INH. No, then you have to have one other.
There's like 3 tickets.
The VAT tax one, but I mean, you have to have all 3
but
of them.
they have them all stapled together and ready to go, and they just hand them out.
That's because us old folks, we can't keep anything straight. So here, just staple it all together. Here you go, Grandpa.
Here
Just you can hold these 3. Just give them all up there to them, and they'll just go here. Oh, bless your heart. I'm like, yeah.
It was free.
It's free.
If it's free, it's for me.
Okay, Sheeby.
I know. Audio tickets are half price. Look at that. See, if you had your Inapom card, it would be half price. Oh, and the tickets are discounted if you have an Inapom card for the Tren Maya as well. And we're all laughing right now, Dee. We're all laughing. All right. There is no way the train is finished in under 6 months. I'm sitting here and I'm feeling that. I don't think it will be either. If you had driven the route we drove twice back and forth across this peninsula,
no,
those stations aren't done.
No,
they're not done.
No. Let's think about going from Chetumal on the southern route and up to Campeche. There is no road next to that. That is hidden.
Yeah, the road's not even built yet.
Thank you. So the parts we can see aren't close. How do you think the parts we can't see are coming along?
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, it's all going to be open, da, 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 da. I'm going to tell you, in one man's opinion, we're going to have the Campeche to Cancun, Cancun to Tulum. And you're going to have that L and, Merida and all that in there. And that is going to be the L that is probably going to be the 2024 Maya train. And I don't think you're going to get
there is nothing around Calakmul and I can't even say that word. Shupijil.
I could say it, but
I can't say
I'd probably get censored.
I want to say it's Shupihil. Shupihil? Shupil?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I'm trying.
I know you're giving it a hell of an effort.
There's nothing. Right. So they haven't even started that part yet.
Yeah. And that part that's going through the nature reserve there and the biological reserve all the way up to Campeche. And then you got the spur that is going to go from Campeche over to Villahermosa. I think the Villahermosa to Campeche may occur before the southern part.
Wilfredo's got it going on. He got his Inapom card.
But Wilfredo's only 52. How did he get an Inapom card? I can't get away with some things. It's just, yeah.
Okay. It's a lot better than them trying to do a train. Florida and the UK have given up trying to complete it there.
Oh, yeah. There are certain places. I mean, let's be for real. You're starting here in Mexico, and you have the real estate that is undeveloped. Yes, you have all these cities, but there's a lot of it that is, they don't even have highways, so it makes it easier to do.
Yeah.
Trying to do that in the U.S., where the whole thing is dependent upon the automobile and getting the American people or the United States to give up on their automobile, ain't happening. That's just,
So let's
And
see
where do you
here.
put it?
No, I agree, Greg.
Yes,
that
it
the
is.
progress has been great. I think that, and I don't know if they did this in a half-assed way or what, but I was very impressed with the fact that they put archaeologists and anthropologists out there to try to recover as much as they could.
And they got a lot. I mean, they got
And
millions and millions of artifacts.
and then there's always the issues with destroying potential mangroves, too much weight over potential cenotes that things may collapse. I mean,
Yep.
there's a lot that went into that. It took a lot of engineering and a lot of preparation. So I think they did a good job so far. But they really have pushed that timeline, and I don't know, man. Just
Well, I think, you know, there have been some shortcuts that have been taken. Governmentally, there have been some executive orders
I'll be right back.
because people have wanted to make sure that this got done. And, you know, we're not going to get into the political part because, first of all, we don't know politics down here. Second of all, we don't want to know politics down here. We got down here just because we want to get away from that whole thing. So, you know, but I think that there are some people going, this is what, you know, going to be a legacy. And that's what they're trying to do, you know. So, no, Wilfredo, you're not 67. You're only 57. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was off by 5 years, you know. So, yeah, I know the courts forced. I mean, there's a lot of things in this that sort of got pushed through and were forced. And realistically, if we look at this and go, you know what, in an ideal world, we would have 20 years to do this, and we would go slowly, and we'd go inch by inch by inch, and make sure that we're not infringing upon sacred grounds or other areas that could have been of great historical impact. And we could have made sure that we got every one of the artifacts that could have been done. Trying to do the balance between what is best for the advancement of the people who are here today and the best for preserving the past from the people who were there previously. That's a hard thing sometimes to sit there and do that balancing act. And then you get egos in there. And once the egos get in the way, you know.
Hey. And there you go. Yes, it is. You know, we've had this conversation recently too about how we know that in Mexico there is political unrest of different types, and we're in a bubble. We know we're in a bubble.
We choose to stay in the bubble.
We're okay being in a bubble. It's fine with us.
Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly. We don't mind being in the bubble. We'll be kind to people. We'll do good things wherever we go, but we're staying out of all that. We don't want any part of it.
And since it is now 2024, I'm going to make my one and only.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. My one and only political statement about the presidential election in 2024 in the United States. If those two old geezers are the best that we can fucking come up with, we need to think again. We should be ashamed.
Okay, we're done with that.
Okay. I said it was my only one I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
bad words on a podcast.
yeah, well, if they want to go in 2 hours and 22 minutes and go, he said the F-bomb. Anyway, you know, normally they bust us for the first 30 seconds. After that, they don't care.
Oh my.
So,
well, I agreed. Agreed.
I mean,
there you go. Thank you. We like There we go. Agreed. See, agreed. We got agreed. Every 4 years, I'm done with it. Every 4 years. Agreed. Okay. So now that we're all in agreement.
I mean,
Oh
it's stupid. That's the best. It makes my head explode. It's just like,
Anna, me too. Amen, Lena. All right. Oh goodness. I try to stay away from those conversations intentionally.
well, I do too, but I had to go on record, and I figured if I went on the record this far in advance, nobody will remember by the end. So I mean, because everybody who is stuck up on that side of the border is going to get inundated with all the ads.
Oh Lord.
I will not miss that one.
Yeah, well, lucky
bit.
you. Social media is hitting me up a little bit now. So I've been getting them a little
What's
bit.
social media?
Huh?
What's social
I know.
media?
Mark doesn't do social media, so and I don't really.
And now that I have found the way of watching sports online, I don't have to pay attention to the ads because they run the same ad over and over and over and over and over. And you think that's bad? I'm going, let's see. I can watch this ad, or I can be watching so-and-so is trying to steal your money. So-and-so voted for this. So-and-so. No, give me the other one that runs over and over.
Yeah. So many kindred spirits hanging out here. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. And I don't miss any of it.
Nope.
But yeah, we realize, realistically speaking, we live in a bubble here.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. It's nice to not have that stress.
What stress?
That's what I mean.
I mean,
did you say stress?
My stress. I think the biggest stress. Here are the two biggest things that have caused us stress since we have moved. Well, three biggest things that have caused
a dirty Airbnb.
No. The three biggest things that have caused us stress since we moved down here: the drive across the border.
Yeah, getting used to the driving.
Well, the whole getting used to the driving and the navigating and the whole, because I mean, it's difficult for her because she's doing the navigating and they're in words that don't make sense. And they're telling you to turn about, oh, that's right, a nanosecond before you get to the exit or where you're supposed to turn and all of that.
And he can't hear me.
And then the other part of it on my side, it's like, I'm trying to A, listen to her, and B, watch directions 360 degrees because they're coming from everywhere.
He's trying not to run over a motorcyclist.
Yeah. And then the Campeche Airbnb. Those are the three biggest stressors we've had. And you know what? If that's the worst we got to deal with in life, I'll take it.
There is one more Airbnb coming up that does have me nervous. It seems like a bait and switch scheme to me. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a little sketchy. And the reason I say that is it was a place that we liked. They had taken offline. Mark liked it a lot. And it wasn't available. It wasn't available. And then one day it was. So we jumped on it. And we reserved it. And the host came back and said, we're really sorry, it's not available, but we can offer you one of these other ones instead. Okay, so we looked at one of the other ones. Okay, and they're going to give it to us at the same price. It was actually less expensive than what the new place was going to cost. Okay. Here's where it gets sketchy. Number one, and I asked them if they were going to do this. Are you going to cancel the other reservations so that we can reserve on this other place? No.
We're just going to leave it in place.
We're going to leave it the way it is, and we're going to meet you there and take you to the other one. Okay. And then I go back and I look at the one we originally wanted, and guess what? Somebody else left a review. I'm leaving a review, but this was not the place where I stayed. So they've done this more than once.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why they're doing it, but they've done it more than once.
I mean, the first,
if you want us to be in a new place, just transfer the reservation over to the new place
and block the
Right.
new place off of the availability. I mean, and what's really weird is I found this place before we even came to Mexico, because I had created all these wish lists and all these cities that were on our list. You know, and didn't really care about the dates or anything else. It was just these are types of locations that we were looking to stay in.
Yeah.
And I remembered this one because it had a turret. It had, I mean, all the things that she was going to love. It had some great window seats.
I mean, it's a cool,
I mean,
it's a cool house.
it had great furniture and everything else.
I even found it on Google Maps. So it's a legit place.
And it's like, wow, hold on, this, you know.
Yeah.
And the price wasn't bad and everything else. And so it was on my list. And I remembered it because it made that much of an impression. Then we started looking at San Cristobal again. It was gone. And then we started going back again, like about 10 days after we started to look again. Boom.
It was back.
It was back. And I was like, we're jumping on this. I remember this, you know, from over a year ago when we were back in the States. This is the one. And she was like, are you sure? Nah, you know, yeah. And then it's boom. No, we're going to put you over here. And the only thing that really made us go, okay, this could work, was that, you know what? They got his and her recliners
On the replacement.
on the replacement place.
And that's like the only deciding factor.
And so, because they gave us a couple of different options.
They gave us a couple options,
Mhm.
and you could say that here's one here and here's another one, and we picked the one with the recliners. But yeah, and you guys are saying it's sketchy. I don't understand why you would put a place up and then take the people who reserve it to a different place.
And not take the other
And
place
not
off the
just
market.
and not just one, take it off the market. And here, bigger, why not just put their reservation on the other places that you showed them? Why are we still having this reservation on a place that we're not getting? I don't get it. But we're not the first people they've done it with.
That's okay, Tanya. Sketchy, scratchy, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, it just.
So that one makes me nervous.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the one in Tulum. Nope, we're golden. You know, I'm really not worried about the one in Huatuco because they reached out to us just this past week.
Oh yeah.
And we're like
6 months in advance. Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
You know, and we're like, we're really looking forward to you coming down. We want to show you the area, da 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 da. And it's like, oh, loving that. You know, Tuxtla, we got a nice place right there on the Golden Mile. And that's, you know, the only thing I'm worried about there is carrying clothes up and down the spiral staircase to the bedroom, you know. So other than that, no. So, but yeah, the one in San Cristobal, but we are so looking forward to going to Chiapas. That's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would not move the reservation to the alternate place. All three places are on Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you just move our reservation to the one that you want us to take?
Don't know.
I don't get it. I don't know. That makes me nervous. You know, it also made me nervous when we stayed in San Miguel de Allende, because when we made that reservation, they reached out to us and said, could you please just reserve it for a weekend? And then if you like it, we can do this.
And that turned out great.
You know,
I mean,
off
that
the
was
platform, basically. And what we found out is that Airbnb was keeping just about half. And so we just paid her off the platform and it worked out. But it made me nervous, guys, because, I mean, you're off the platform. You get no support from Airbnb.
And I'll tell you this.
You know?
That house that condo in San Miguel is
Probably the best house we've had.
oh, no, I'm sitting here going, hold on. Oh, whoa. Merida,
Merida was a lovely house.
El Tejar.
El Tejar was a luxury house.
So you're going, oh, that was the nicest house we had. And I'm sitting here going,
No, I'm looking at the overall, the rooftop patio, the middle floor, the comfort, location in general. It's just it was on a hill.
yeah, versus Merida, which had, and now they're putting an oven in the kitchen in Merida. That sort of is like
we did try to go back to that house in Merida. And we found out that the owners were actually in town right now. So that was not going to be
kick your ass out. We want to come back.
Yeah, it's not a backup for Campeche. We couldn't go back there. We tried. Oh well.
That was nice.
And we weren't going to be able to go back to the one in Progresso because the owners were there.
The owners actually, the owners of that one actually delayed their Christmas trip down for us because we were leaving on the 23rd. So, it was like, no, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Anyway, hey guys, we're wrapping up on 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're gonna close this down.
New schedule. Now it's going to be 2 weeks from tonight. I mean,
every 2 weeks now. We're just going to roll with it. We'll do a live every 2 weeks. Like
you would not have wanted to see us last Wednesday night. That was like,
oh, we were not happy.
And
I'm really
wet puppies, and it was just no.
It was 36 hours. We needed showers and food and a good night's sleep. So.
And we got the shower and the food, or the shower and the sleep. We didn't get the food until the next day.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Hey, no worries. Thank you, Wilfredo. We enjoy it when you guys come on in and just chat it up with us. We're all about it. Did you see his picture?
I did.
Yeah, I just showed.
I still say he's 57.
I just showed Mark your picture.
Yeah.
We got to see Wilfredo's Inapum card. See, now Mark needs to get one. Yes. And Chiapas is really pretty. The weather's not my favorite. The coffee is fantastic. Oh man.
She found that out just the resort, and
that Chiapas coffee.
And you know what? It was a great Spanish lesson for her too. Because she goes, ¿Qué tipo de café? Americano.
And it
was like, no, you asked the wrong question. You said, what type of coffee?
¿Qué donde?
De donde?
De donde?
Es el café. And they went, Chiapas.
Okay.
So, we did pretty good the entire time we were at the resort in expanding our Spanish. So
we did.
It was good until the vodka flew too hard. And then it was like, okay, we're going to English.
Oh, and things will get better. We're not complaining. Things are already better.
God, no. Things are better.
That was just a bad experience. That Airbnb.
That was a bad 36 hours.
It's a bad 36 hours. Good night, Lisa.
Lisa.
And you wanted a few couples to be real on the platform. Oh, thank you, Tanya. We can't be fake. I've said this before. I'm a horrible actress, and I'm an even worse liar.
That is the truth.
I don't know how to lie well. It does not happen. So no makeup crap from me.
And guess what?
What?
If I lied, she would be busting me because she'd go, "Oh hell no!
Oh, hell no.
No! You don't get to do that."
We're so transparent. We're so. It's just what we are. It's what we are. Thank you, Diana. Thank you. We love all you guys too. We do. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get crack-a-lacking on let's see, a combination archaeological video. Of course, we're gonna have the video on that whole Airbnb nightmare, a couple excellence videos.
And we're gonna do one. We got the wrap up of Progresso, and then we got the cost of living in Progresso.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do one on the restaurants of Progresso. And God knows, with Tom's help, we hit a shit pot full of them.
With Tom's help, we hit.
Between Tom and George and Cheryl and Ray, we hit a lot of restaurants.
We hit a lot of restaurants.
And David and Tracy.
Yep.
I'm thinking that's all the people we went to dinner with in Progresso.
I think you're right.
I don't want to leave anybody out. They're gonna be like, "Ugh." But yeah, I think those are the people we went to dinner with, and we had a lot of restaurants, so we can give you all the restaurants seen in Progresso.
See, okay. And another reason to be within walking distance of everything, your Spanish isn't going to improve sitting in Playa. You
No
are absolutely
shit.
right. So right. You guys can get a driver's license in PDC super easy, and that will give you discounts on many things. Do we need to?
No, because right now our insurance, and we have an American plated car. I mean, I'm not. We'd have to.
I have to think about that.
Yeah, there's moving parts on this that we.
I
would
mean,
have
we're
to,
definitely going to have to get driver's license eventually. So
and you know, when this is all said and done at the end of the 4 years, we're going to be in BCS, and everybody says BCS is one of the easiest places to get.
Oh God.
You know, I mean,
Oh,
not
gosh.
that we're going to stay in BCS, but at the end of the tour, it's going to be on that side. So
Somewhere.
boom. Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so happy to have you here, and we love letting you know what's going on and answering any of your questions. We will see you again live in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Dropping the deuces. Anyway.
Deuces like this. All right. Buenas noches.
Adios. More deuces.
Oh my gosh, you guys are making me laugh. Buenas noches.